everyone, and welcome back to Fate's End, a home brew Dungeons and Dragons game driven by Fate. I will be your tail weaver for the evening. Of course, we want to do our shout outs before we get started here. We want to shout out Tabletop Audio for the ambiance and music in tonight's episode. All of this audio is amazing and completely free to use in your own games, but please, of course, consider supporting Tim on Patreon so he can continue to make amazing sound sets. We currently support him and encourage you to do so as well. We'll put a link in the chat in just about. What is happening? Hold on. I'm getting distracted from my announcements. Wait, what is happening?
Thank you, Nathan, for those bits.
Thank you, Jedi Master, for the bits. Thank you so much. And it looks like we got a hype train going. So, hi for the hype. Woo. Woo. We want to shout out our partners, of course. We want to shout out Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. They make dice trays, dice vaults, hero vaults, dice towers, all gorgeous. If you want to grab some epic game gear, visit their website at ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off. We are also if you didn't see our short rest from Friday, we made a huge announcement, also on our social media. We made a huge announcement. We have a new partner, DICEY Encounters. They make gorgeous handcrafted dice for the most dicey of encounters. They make standard sets, chunky dice, magnets, and singles. If you want to grab a set of these glittering gems, head over to DiceyEncountersDice.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off your purchase. We're also no giveaway tonight, but we're also going to be. There's so much happening. I'm trying.
No, it's okay. JP's Lucidius did the giveaway tonight with like 10 subs.
James did. Yeah, he did. Look at that. Well, you know what? James is giving away amazing things this evening. Thank you so much, James, for the gifted subs and for the completion of the level 1 of hype. Yeah, so no giveaway yes giveaway, but no Dicey Encounter giveaway tonight. But we will be having those giveaways from Dicey Encounters coming soon, so you can see those beautiful like D20 up on screen. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh my gosh! You guys are being amazing. We love you. Thank you so much, Nick Blah, for the gifted subs as well. Oh my goodness.
CJ, thank you, the bits.
Oh my goodness. Yes,
guys.
thank you. There are bits from Heloidy, bits from Flock Obama, bits from Hatcher Actor. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Gosh.
Way more subs. The biggest giveaway we've had so far.
Yo, I'm actually turning red right now. Thank you, Flock Obama, for the gifted
100%.
subs. And we made it up to
11 minutes in. Actually,
Good
like 2 minutes
gracious.
in, the hype train is complete.
That is amazing.
Love our followers.
You guys are so amazing. We love you guys. Level 4 on fire. Good gracious.
Ooh, only a little bit more, and then we'll be
Can't
final
even.
level.
These announcements. Just whew.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
more subs.
There we go.
Thank you for the subs.
Thank you, Flocko.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jake.
thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake, for the gifted subs. It didn't catch up quite fast enough because it's just like up my screen over here.
And the hype is complete.
The hype is level 5. Level 5, the final.
31%
Wow. I'm very curious what emotes we're going to unlock with all of that.
Let's go. 12 minutes in.
Shout out to Sirenscape for the ambient sounds and music in our show. We use their online player and we use their sound sets from time to time as well. Remember, our Discord is available to all our community members. That is Command Discord. I keep seeing notifications, so I'm getting distracted from the announcements. Go ahead.
Did you talk about our new partner? Did you get to finish
Did
talking
I?
about it? Did you?
I think so.
Well, you
No?
should maybe do it again.
Yeah, just
He's
make
so
sure you cover it,
amazing.
you know?
I think you said the name, and then
Let's-
the
let's
thing
do it one more
happened.
time.
Okay.
I remember
Let's do it one more
Chunky
time.
I
Dice.
need to hear it one more time.
Chonky dice.
One more game.
They make chonky dice, magnets, singles. If you want to grab a set of their dice, you can go to DICEyencounters.com and use our code LIAR10 to get 10% off your purchase. I think Daniel did. Yeah, Daniel put a link in the chat. They make gorgeous dice. You can see the D20 up here. It's so pretty. And that's just one of their D20s. Like, they make absolutely gorgeous dice. And what's interesting is they also make, I guess they're called D2s, but for coin flipping. And they have this very unique, like, it's almost kind of like teardrop shaped, like D2. Very beautiful. So go check them out. And if you grab some of their epic glittering gems of rockasis. I don't know. I'm trying to be punny, but it's just not working out. If you go over there and you want to grab some of their beautiful dice, you can use our code LIAR10.
In addition to our discount, I think they also have a discount going right now in their shop.
Oh, do they?
I think so. I can verify that, but yeah.
Yes, please do. If you want to follow us on socials, use Command Socials to check us out on all of our social channels where you can find out about our latest announcements and what's going on right up and very quickly. And that is with Command Socials. You can also follow the cast of Fate's End by using the command FateCast to follow the entire cast of Fate's End as well. All right. Of course, we also want to, our Kickstarter is launching, which we're super, super pumped about. The Stargazer's Guide to Aurora. Zodiac is coming to Dungeons & Dragons, and the Stargazer's Guide to Aurora is a campaign setting for 5e that's going to bring a Zodiac character build system, new races, subclasses, and an entire robust world for you all to explore. And that's going to be launching on July 19th. You can use Command Kickstarter to check it out now. You can go ahead and follow the project, even though it hasn't launched yet. You can follow the project on Kickstarter now to get notified when we do launch. The moment that we launch, because we are going to be having early bird tiers, and we definitely anticipate they're going to go fast. So you want to make sure to follow it now so you can get in on those early bird tiers. Outside of that, I think tonight Esperise and Ludin are going to be recapping us for the last episode of Fate's End. So with that being said, the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode, Fate's End.
Yes, we only arrived in Sable a few days ago now, and
Hey, Esperise, I have a question to ask you about a girl I met. She's... oh.
hello, Ludin. We are not alone. I was just telling our friends here about our arrival in Sable and what we have been up to. Would you like to join us?
Oh, sure. So, last time on Fate's End, So I don't know if Esperise told you about Cyprian? But I don't like him. And while the party was discussing what we were gonna do about this guy, Samson decided he was gonna go follow him. Now, according to Samson, he just sat there. And Samson watched. For over half an hour.
Just doesn't seem like you, mate. You wanna... And that's really the only thing I can't figure out about you yet. Because people like you don't make mistakes like that. So why?
He looks he avoids your gaze this entire time. And then he looks back up at you. And he says, "Because I haven't spoke to him in over 3,213 years and 118 days."
Once he returned, Samson's attitude had changed. Earlier he had expressed that Cyprian was very dangerous, and so we should not engage with him. Now he is saying that Cyprian was very dangerous, so we should perhaps engage with him. Ludin and Urmir thought it best to turn to the Sparrowhawks first, and we all started making our way to bed. That is, Finnalai, Prearia, and Samson stayed at the bar for a time, I believe.
We got more. We know more.
Our friends don't want to know more. They made that abundantly clear.
Well, maybe we just have to get more without them knowing.
So that was around the time I decided to contact Kaya. I needed to find some of the Sparrowhawks in the city. I'd rather find them before we trust Cyprian with anything or anyone.
Kaya responds with, we have a small group, and now I can't do an accent and count my words at the same time, I'm sorry. We have a small group stationed at the hidden outpost there.
11.
Commanded by Hennevi.
With the information I needed in hand, I woke up early, grabbed Samson and Ermir, and we left for our destination. The hideout was easy enough to find, but I think I need to work on identifying Sparrowhawk signs a little quicker.
This area, and he'll tell Ermir and Samson to come over. He'll be like, there should be a lever around here somewhere, just in this area. Come help me.
So looking through your book and then pressing that button, you know you can walk through the wall now.
Ooh, yeah.
The wall
He'll be
doesn't,
like-
the wall, it still looks like a wall is there, but you know you can walk through it.
And then, so with that, Luda's
They're
gonna
all,
be like,
you almost feel like some air, just kind of like a puff of air as
he'll get a little excited because he knows the other two don't know about it, and he'll be like, and he'll just start walking straight through the wall.
you just see like Harry Potter going through like the between platform 9 3/4. He just walks through the wall. You just all watch that happen.
I nonchalantly follow.
Inside, we met someone who I think might be the sanest person we've seen yet.
The other, a fire genasi woman with smooth skin, very subtly kissed with a few freckles. She has flowing, reddish, almost pink, braided hair that pools down to just between her elbows and shoulders. They smolder with embers at the tips. Her ears are pierced with 2 small hoops at the top, and 1 large coin-like earring at the bottom. Her eyes are silver gray, focused, piercing, and adorned.
I love it. Like, and all these people, like they look like my family.
Piercing and adorned with a small stripe of gold eyeshadow.
Yeah. She's pretty great. While all this was going on,
I like to rise with the dawn, and Luden likes to rise. I think he just likes to rise before everyone else, and he does not really mind what that time is. He came to gather Ermir and Samson at I think it was 4 a.m. Praeria and Finnalai are they're very kind people, respectful, I think is the word. They saw that I had changed for church, that I wore my vestments and wore no makeup or shoes, and they changed also.
Praeria has stripped down to her like linen underclothes, and she's like undone the like tassels or whatever, like the little, what are they called? The laces or whatever, so it's like as flowy as it can possibly get. Like she's very much trying to go off Esperis's vibe here, and she has like let her hair down. She's like channeling.
Aria, you look very beautiful. That is very nice.
As do you. This is appropriate. Yes, yes.
You look lovely. You both do.
Thank you very much.
As
Finn.
do you.
Finn has all of his braids out. He decided to keep his hair similar to them, all down. And I guess he changed his armor to the linen shirt, the white linen shirt that he had wore at Dusty Anchor, and shorts, I guess.
Oh my god, like the touristy shorts, like the dad shorts that go above
Yes.
your knee and stuff.
like the khaki shorts.
yes, the dad.
You got your Birks on.
Yeah.
The living terrace is quite different from the temple at Dawn's Rise, but it fills me with the same feeling. The quiet of the place and the eternity that it holds within itself.
You all approach the living terrace. It is larger than the other home buildings, but not that much larger. Probably 3 times the size of an average home. The exterior is similar to that of a greenhouse. You can easily see into the building on one side, the glass exterior allowing onlookers and passerbys to easily gaze within. Outside this building is fairly desolate, and it is a desert after all. The ground is dry and starved of water. You walk inside, and the rays from the gaping chasms above that leak light down into Sable have been harnessed from within this temple. You see where mirrors have been placed to reflect the light all over, and this constellation-like stream of light bounces around the room, hitting these mirrors, like how Egyptians harness light. This natural light, not a single torch or candle. You see a variety of plants, vines clinging up the sides of the walls, a lot of plants not native to the desert but thriving here in this small biome, sheltered from the dry and desolate from outside the walls. You see a lot of individuals in their last stages of life, tired and worn. You see the beautiful sparks of life, ready to bring new life into this world. The temple branches out to a few different areas upon entry. You all enter into this large atrium greenhouse that domes upward. And the space is very large and welcoming, 50 feet in diameter roughly. And in the very center of this atrium, you see a half-orc man.
We met a very lovely temple attendant named Rai, an extremely kind artisan. He was performing a public ritual and allowed us to engage.
It is. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to the pink button bucket instead. And Finn's gonna start trying to draw like Snog
Okay.
on the mandala. But he doesn't draw very well, so it's like a head.
You make a performance check. See how well you do here.
Okay. Did I roll? I don't think I did. Okay. Cool, so 8.
After this, we visited the garden. This is what I wanted Prearia to see the most, though it is different from the Crown Weaver's gardens back home. It is still very quiet and beautiful, and I thought, well, we heard the tail end of a sermon and the voices of the hymn keepers.
And you hear, slowly rising from the far corner of the temple, you hear a chorus of voices kind of rise up, and they sing, "Another bloom now fades away. The life you lived we praise this day. Your heart is full, you're not alone. From this place you now have flown. A kiss, a hug, your goodbye is grace. Find peace, dear one, in this long embrace." And their voices just kind of carry up and echo throughout. That last word, embrace, just kind of echoes throughout the entire temple.
There was a special service offered specifically at the Living Terrace that I was not personally familiar with. A central tenet of the Temple of Remblace is that one should not cling too dearly to life, nor run too greedily towards death. And that it is in accepting both things and loving them that is the true path of peace. The terrace had a sort of tea that you could drink that provided you with an experience. It helped you to address that which you were clinging to and that which you were running from to help you reach catharsis, I believe. Finnalai offered to try.
For this one, he sees himself on like a small piece of land in the middle of the ocean. And he sees his home at a distance. And he sees on the other side, there's like on the left, there's his home. And on the other side, like on the right, is his whole party, but also at a distance. like on larger pieces of land. And he is pretty much isolated, far, far away on his own tiny, tiny little piece, alone.
While Finnalai was partaking, I spoke to Prearia.
My thought was only the temple at home is always very quiet, and I thought perhaps you might like some quiet for a time.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what the proselytize? That word?
It is. I am not trying to make you worship Remblace the way that I do.
Oh, well, not worry. I did not think. I have never been to a place like this. I don't think I would know what to do with a god if I had one. But...
Prearia is... well, I like her very much. I admire her. She reminds me of the voice of the seasons at home in the truth of her, I think. Finnalai returned then, and then it was only fair, considering.
Blue mist coalesced almost like a pool of dark water coming up just onto her chin. Like she's on, it almost feels like she's floating on the balls of her feet. The water is up to her chin. And there is, comparatively to her in this moment, a much taller, very beautiful elven woman with dark skin, long curling hair, wearing a wreath of bay leaves and gladiolus and other flowers, very old, who smiles down at her and kisses her on the head and tells her that she loves her and walks out into the pool away from her.
Meanwhile, back at the base, Ermir and Samson were having a pretty serious conversation. I don't know how I feel about the way Samson sees things, but I guess what he was saying makes some kind of sense.
What I do know is, at least the Sparrowhawks are supposed to have some semblance of honor.
Let me ask you, sir. Do you trust me?
Of course I do.
Then I hope you know that I would never put your dad in danger.
I believe you wouldn't put my dad in what you consider to be danger.
Cursed crew.
The curse.
Yes,
Mm.
the cursed crew. That's what we are.
We are the curse of Aurora.
Yes. The curse of Aurora.
Oh my god.
Aurora.
They still haven't
Curse
come
of
up with a
Revenue
party
sounds way
name.
cooler than Curse of Strahd.
So they're trying to come up with a party name still.
41 episodes in, baby.
41 episodes in, still haven't chosen a party name. It's like it's like bad luck to, I think, change the name of a horse or something. I feel like it's bad luck to not have a name for a D&D group.
So if you guys have any names that you think we could have, throw them in the chat.
No,
And,
we know. We're just being intentional about.
When we're gonna release
know?
that to the world.
That's right, guys. Come on.
That's the next follow community goal. We'll release Fatesin's party name.
No, somebody gets to name the group, and we come out with like we're the fluffernutters.
The
no.
Fluffer
The
Nutters.
fluffernutters. We're good. Bodie McBoatface.
We are
Voting.
jelly bean bags, and we are here to do crime.
All right. So we jump back in at the Sandy Smoked Gouda. You are all full from the unique fondue experience and have discussed your plans as to how to move forward in helping Ermir find his father. It's about 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and the sun pierces down from the gaping holes above. The moment is yours.
All right, guys. Just stay behind me, and I'll show you the way. And to do Samson's issues with following together, I will cast Pass Without a Trace, and we move a little slower than usual, but we will hopefully make it there a little bit less seen from the public eye.
Where are you going?
To my hideout, the new team hideout.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
All right.
With an additional plus 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, we haven't rolled stealth checks in so long, y'all.
Oh wow, yeah.
I am the knight.
Did everyone roll 16? Oh my
so
god.
It's 26s across the board right now, I believe.
Oh.
Except for Ermir.
Okay, I was about to say
23.
that would have been
Ooh,
insane.
wow.
And the Praeria was
Oh, Finn.
12 and he
Oh,
said
no.
plus 10.
Oh, Finn is like trailing behind Ludin, like just talking, like. So is this hideout like the last hideout we were at? Is there like a
Why are
kitchen?
you saying
Are
those
we gonna
words?
be able to cook? Is the place we're staying going to be like the last place we stayed at last time? Maybe we
Last
can like
place we
cook
stayed
together
had
again,
good
huh, Esperis?
Finn, shut up.
Why?
Shut
I'm
up.
just asking questions.
We've made it to the Are We There Yet version.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 32.
I
Wow.
rolled a natural one, so
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody else's can outweigh whatever is going on with Finn. Just dragging him on. Shut up.
that hurts.
You you guys make it back to the Sparrowhawk the hidden Sparrowhawk outpost with Finnalai gap along the way.
Oh, we didn't roll for our god.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, are we
Elise
taking him?
with
Did we just not
us.
like leave him?
No, we went and picked him up before we went to
Oh
the.
my-
He just sat there quietly at lunch, I guess.
Right, okay.
Oh my
He's
god.
He is very
introverted,
practiced in
He's
stealth.
introverted.
He's very quiet all the time.
sensitive.
Let me roll stealth for him.
Have you guys seen that SNL sketch of for sensitive boys? You can buy a Fisher Price wishing well that he can gaze into for hours.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's Cassius.
You should get him one of
I'll
those and
link it
also like
later.
put a bell on him.
Oh.
All right. You make your way to the secret hideout outpost with Cassius.
Yes, with Cassius. And Ludin will go over and press his button, and then he'll turn around and look at the three that didn't see him before and walk backwards into the, like, just smiling the whole time and walking backwards into the wall.
Very nice.
Wow.
And he'll stick his head back out. Shut up!
Well, why'd you do that if you...
Shut up!
Okay, all right.
Esperis will take Finnalai gently by the small of the back and guide him through the wall.
Ludin, you look up as you walk back in, and you see like somebody up on the outpost, like about to like loose an arrow on Finn.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Stand down, please.
But before I go in, I'm gonna take like 30 or 45 minutes to like just make sure we weren't followed. And like I'll be a bird, I'll be invisible, all that fun stuff. Just to make sure then take a look around, make sure that no one was trying to follow us.
Okay, give me
Successfully or basically I'm assuming we're successful. So I'm essentially looking around for someone who's looking for us. Like they lost our trail at some point, so I'm out looking around. But I'll take like 30 minutes to do that, and then I'll go back in.
Okay.
Did we all make it in?
You all do make it in.
Dope.
How high is this hidden door?
It's very high.
Okay, sweet. Just wanted to make sure.
Everybody, we have different
No
races
ducking
of
was
all
neat.
types.
Prayer walks in, forehead to the ceiling.
You see like half her body fall.
Make an investigation check.
Is this Samson?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
13.
Okay, you don't see anyone.
I think we can make an assumption of who might be watching us based on the guy who said, "I'm watching you all the time."
Our new
It's all
best
good.
But
friend.
I don't think anyone else knows about that, though, right?
Nobody's watching
He
us.
told us.
Oh, he told
He came up to our fondue.
young.
Anyway, Ludin will walk in. He will immediately try and find Hinnavi and be like, "I'm so sorry. I forgot there was actually 4 of us. We have a god with us." And he will just like gesture to Cassius to be like,
You have a god with you.
"Yes."
Is that a
kill this man?
Is that a
Are we
nickname
just
or?
saying that now?
But it's
you-
okay. He's quiet. Anyway,
She looks at she just kind of like squints her eyes looking at Cassius after that remark, and she's not like she looks at you and like Finn with your passive insight because you have the highest passive insight. Finn, it's the kind of look where it's like she's trying to figure out whether he's being sarcastic or if he's being serious, and she can't tell. She doesn't know him well enough to know if he is being serious or not.
that he can only tell the truth.
He
I mean, he's
means
hot, but this is
that-
like a dude that we just brought with us.
I
means
assume
that-
he's shirtless,
No.
He
like
has
usual.
godlike skills in glass making.
Oh. He's
Yeah.
he's a glass blower.
Yeah, he
And
is.
a
Aren't you?
fighter
Aren't you
as well.
me?
He just looked like Cassius looks from Finn to Ludin, like he's not sure. Like one of them's telling the truth, one of them's lying, and he's not sure how he should respond.
Yes, sorry, this is our good friend Ami. He's a glass blower and a good companion of ours. He's been on many of our travels. He's also a trusted fighter by our side.
Anyway.
She looks at me, and then she looks at the new individuals, and she gives you all the same spiel, and she says, "All right, so this place is hidden, as you can clearly see. You will forget where you saw the entrance. You will forget how to enter. Do you understand?"
But if we leave and we forget, then how are we supposed to get back?
You're not. Finn.
She
You're
looks at
not
Ludin,
supposed
and
to
she's
get-
like,
He's like,
"Is he like this always?"
right?
I am so sorry.
Right?
Like what?
You will not speak about the location of our hideout. That is essentially what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say that then?
She just like she just glares at Finn.
Why don't I show you to the bunks? And Ludin will just start walking. He's like, of course they embarrass me. That's how this is. This is how it always is. I get embarrassed that he's just walking.
You walk off with Finn. Oh, I forgot her partner's name. Oh my god. Jessa, was it? Oh no.
Badminton.
I don't have my book with me.
Oh my god. I'm a monster.
The other one.
The
I
other
might
guy.
have written it down.
Just her partner. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Just
later.
just
her
continue
partner,
on,
you're
everyone.
talking about the
Lessa. It was Lessa.
Lessa,
Okay.
the dragonborn.
Lessa.
yeah.
Okay. We're good.
Mild panic. We're fine now.
Mild panic. We're good. She just kind of like gives like Finn a look as like he just kind of walks away with Luton. Right. So, you should probably follow Luton. He can show you where everything is, of course.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I show everybody to their bunks. You guys can choose out of the. Let's see. How many Sparrowhawks were there when we first got there?
There are, I think I said four or six total.
Okay, so that means there was 18, or no, 18. That's awful math. That means there were 14 bunks left. I chose the one next to Hinavy, or under Hinavy. And
You go and choose Finn's for him
Yeah, he
as
does.
far away as humanly possible.
He sees there's a bunk above her and a bunk below her, and he's like, I know where I'm going. And he goes bunk below.
and he will be like, choose any of the empty ones. And please, we talked about this. Let's. If you want to train, I'll be over there. And he'll just start walking towards the training area with his sword out, just embarrassed, like obviously, just completely like, the little brother. That's what he feels like the big brother showing his little brother to his friends and all this stuff. And he just walks off.
Why is Luton acting so weird? Esperis, are you staying at the temple?
I am not altogether certain. It seems that we are very safe here. I don't know if we want to split up or not, but I can sleep wherever is necessary.
Okay, I mean, well, I'm gonna choose this one. He points to the bottom bunk that's by Luton's. So if you want to sleep above me, you're welcome to. Unless you want the bottom bunk. I'll take the top one.
Okay.
That way, yeah.
Yeah. No. Whatever bunk you want. Wow. Okay. Yes, I will take the bottom bunk. Start moving my stuff into the bottom bunk. Considering going over and talking to Luton, and then considering lying face down on my bunk for a while. So I'm just gonna start unpacking my stuff.
I'll put Snonk on Luton's bed.
Wow.
Snonk looks at you.
Because what if he falls off? In the middle of the night.
Wah. Wah. Just looks at you.
Falls
Volp-
diagonally onto Luton somehow.
Volpa just kind of Volpa just kind of like hops to one bunk, hops to another bunk, hops like up the wall to bunk until Volpa's at like the highest bunk.
Oh, I guess that's Volpus.
Speaking of Vulpus, Priori's just gonna like chill by the door. She's not really picking a bed yet. She's taking in the environment, waiting for Samson to get back. She's let Mountain down on the ground and he's walking around doing mountain things.
Mountain is playing in the sand.
Irma
Adorable.
takes a bunk on the top. Umber kind of flies up there and attaches himself to one of the little support beams and hangs upside down like a bat. Just take his bag and just toss it up there on the top bunk and turn back and look at everyone else.
Great guess. We brought a pig and like a robotic gargoyle. His face.
All right, so what are we up to next?
I am not altogether sure. I know we were speaking of going and meeting with some of the mercantile leaders, but they should probably less polite to do so late in the day. So maybe that will be in the morning. There was discussion of, I don't know, local rumors and things.
Yeah, I guess it isn't too late in the day. I wanted to go visit the library, if they have one here. Probably do some research if anyone wants to come.
I really like libraries. If it is okay for me to come along.
Yeah, come on.
Me too. Me too.
Wee.
Us too.
Luda be like, okay, I guess we can all go.
I go back to Vardo. She kind of looks around because she does realize she's in a cop house. Make things for to find information.
And Ludin like picks up on what she's putting down, like, yeah, make things. You got this.
Completely above board.
Exactly. But for Priaria, I think it should be fine. It's not like we're actually gonna give them to a lot of people, right?
Probably not. No.
Exactly.
I
All
mean,
right.
unless a lot of people buy them.
Okay.
Be very careful.
All right. So we're going to the library. Ermi, are you staying here?
Where's everyone else going?
I know I'm going to the library. Espere's going to the library. Apparently Finn and Stonk are going to the library. I don't know where Samson is. Priaria is going to the Vardo.
Pharmacy.
Sure. I'll join you.
So we're all going to the library. All
You
right.
could come too, Samson.
Samson inside.
Samson, you
he's
here?
back yet.
I don't. How long
Samson's
does
a bird.
I don't think
A
I've come
bird
back
just
yet.
walks in on its
Yes.
two stick
Oh
legs.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm back.
probably-
I don't think I'm back yet.
I mean, like, everyone was picking out their bunks and, like, talking to Hennevi, and it's probably been about 30 minutes.
Samson flies into a wall.
I've come back in.
Right through a window.
Come back in.
Like, he was listening the whole time.
So
I've been
no,
here.
I don't think we're gonna find the answers we want in the library. So I don't think I'm going, but I may travel with Prioria back over to the Bardo. I was actually kind of thinking I was going to run it by you. I thought it might be nice to maybe leave the water and get it out of the city. Pretend like we left. Close out our tab and the rooms that we had at the other end. If we're going to stay here, you know.
Sure, but are you going to leave the Vardo someplace, or? I mean, it's up to you. It is your Vardo.
Yeah, I was just thinking we'd probably. I'm sure there are outskirts, little areas and taverns and then outside of the actual city of Sable. I was thinking maybe go find some sort of homestead or something out there and just park it, just out. Pretend like we left. You know?
But
Good
we
idea.
still look same. We'd have to disguise, maybe.
Yeah.
I can only do for so long.
We'll figure it out. Maybe.
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
invest in wig.
I guess I'll do the same. We'll tap his head.
I mean, we don't have to, but I think it would be a good idea
No,
if
sure.
we act like we left. I don't know. That's the problem is we don't know who's watching yet. So, just an idea.
I think it's a good one. And Ludon will go back over to Hennevi real quick and be like, one last question. I know
She's, like, in the middle with a clipboard talking to Lessa. Yes.
I know we have equipment for fighting and for restocking and things. Do we happen to have any disguises? Anything that makes us look, and then he'll just gesture to the rest of the party, like a merry band of adventurers?
She kind of like gives you a weird look and she goes, "Aren't you already a married band of venturers?"
Yes, we don't want to look like that.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, I thought I
Yes.
misheard that wrong. I was like, to make us look like that. I was like,
Oh,
aren't, isn't that
less
what you
like
are? We have some dark cloaks, very similar to what I wear. That kind of is very matte and plain.
Everybody want a dark cloak?
If I may say, I think a group walking about with dark cloaks hiding their face might be more suspicious.
Yeah, that seems more noticeable.
She has a point.
Probably
We
good
usually
for
don't.
me.
We usually don't travel in groups.
I'll take a dark cloak. He'll pop his off.
He'll take off his own dark cloak.
Yeah,
that he always wears.
I knew that clip.
And put it. He'll fold it up and put it in his bunk. Walk over and happily accept one of the dark cloaks.
She grabs one and she hands it to you.
He says, "Thank you." It probably looks a lot similar to
It
his.
does.
And he puts it on and he'll be like a new person. And he'll.
Maybe we should find hats to wear.
This
Okay.
is wise. This is wise. Hats. They're all the fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the library.
All right. So we got Finn, Luden, and is Prayari going to the library too?
No.
That's
I go to Walter White in Bardo.
that's right. So Luden, Finn. I thought there was a third person. Esperise. Luden, Finn, and
Grace and
Esperise.
Ermir.
I was it. Luden, Esperise, Finn, and Uramir. All four of you.
Going to the library real quick.
Going
I'm
What
gonna-
time
to
is
the
it?
library. It's probably
Oh, it straight up should say on the screen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's
I should
1
look at that.
p.m.
Oh, we have so much time. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah.
make myself look like Cyprian. So I walk with Freyaria.
Oh my god.
Just use disguise self, look like Cyprian.
Prayari will disguise herself as like a little old man.
Oh my god.
We just walk around together. It's great.
I
Big
love this.
little old
arm
man.
in arm in arm.
Cyprian and a little old
Help me
man.
cross the street, Sonny.
As-
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Just, I don't know.
oh my god.
All right, so I guess we'll start with the library. So that is actually all the way over at the Halls of Myrrh, in that bottom right corner.
Oh wow, that is a walk.
That is a walk. It is.
That's okay. We can explore the city while we walk.
Well, you could explore the city, Finn. I gotta go to the library.
Well, yeah, we're going to the library, but it's a walk.
Halls of Myrrh are cute. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself with that. I wanted to say that.
It's like, whoa.
All right. So you make your way to the Halls of Myrrh. You approach this very large dome-shaped building. Each of the domes a different muted color: mustard, clay, cobalt. The light pouring in from the gaping holes above shine down on it like a spotlight. The entirety of the outside of the building is completely covered from base to just under the domes, with these intricate mosaic designs that swirl. This is a house of learning and house of magic. Wizards and sorcerers alike come here to hone their skills of magic and arcana. Entering the building, you see sections throughout this large atrium-like space where pillars form and arc toward the ceiling, forming domes. As you look up, each of these domed segments are filled with mosaic scenic depictions. You could spend hours upon hours moving to each one, and upon entry you see a large scenic depiction of Sable, and moving along you see others depicting the Vera mountain range. Another, much larger, in the center of the room, doming over what appears to be a lobby area for visitors who need directions and help. You see a massive koi fish swirling and swimming around the ceiling of this dome.
Whoa.
Impressive architecture.
Yeah. Luden looks a lot more serious than he did when he was on the way over there. And he'll take a deep breath and just walk up to any of the people that are in charge, or any librarians and stuff like that, and just walk over to one. And he'll just go, hello.
You walk up to a young sorry, you walk up to like a young man, and he's wearing like long flowing very kind of like sandy clay colored robes, and he kind of like runs one of the counters. And he goes, hello, can I help you?
I'm hoping so. I'm looking for a couple of books, actually. I was wondering, did you have any sections on the histories of thieves' guilds and some more maybe fantastical stories about people losing their shadows?
He again gives you a look for a moment, and he's just like, do we have any books on the history of thieves' guilds? And he kind of narrows your eyes. He goes, is this a joke? Are you joking with me? Are you joking?
No.
Oh, righty then. Why do you need to see books on thieves' guilds? Why? I'm sorry, what was your name?
Esperis is going to approach, if that's all right. We're all here together, right?
Yes, you are.
My friend here is very interested in true crime. Are you familiar with the genre?
I am familiar with the... yes, we have a fictional. Yeah, if you are looking for some fiction on the...
True
Yes.
crime, sir. You're interested in the real, criminal underbelly. It's become very popular with the bards recent years.
I'm also actually training to become a law enforcement officer myself. So I figure the more information that I have, the better equipped I'll be when the final exam does come up.
Oh, which law enforcement are you training under to get your certification?
Well, I was already a son of Bouclier, so just trying to broaden my horizons. Have you ever heard of the Sons of Bouclier?
Yes, I have heard of the Sons of Bouclier. I have.
And I'm assuming you've probably heard what happened to La Cambria.
Yes, it's very terrible.
So you might understand why I might not want to be there right now.
Are you,
Yeah, it's a lot of painful memories there. But, there's some other places that might look kindly on me knowing more information about thieves' guilds. But I've made a very far trek from Cambria because I can't. Sorry. Do you happen to have anything?
Well, we don't really carry that kind of thing here for the public to see, especially for the public to see. And he kind of like looks from side to side as if making sure that no one is listening. And he goes, between you and me, if you are looking to hunt down some thieves and deal some justice, and if you are looking for a reward, I can give you the names of quite a few.
Sure. I think that would also do just as well as the histories.
And he just kind of like pulls out a large book and slides it across the table with looking around. He goes, you didn't get these from me. Make sure to return it when you are done, or it will be my head.
Sure thing. And he will take it and just put it inside of his cloak. And he'll be like, and the other thing, anything about shadows?
Oh, now for the shadows type thing, that is quite broad. Is there anything you are looking for specifically, my friend? More narrow your query. So do you want to understand the history of sundials? You're looking for parts of...
Down and point. I've seemed to misplace mine.
That is some weird shit. Perhaps you are looking for books on the Shadowfell, Shadow Demons, maybe?
Anything.
That is... wow.
Yeah. It's
I can send you to a section on books from about the Shadowfell, perhaps. That
Please.
may be a spot for you to start at. I have never seen anything like that before. I've seen a lot, but you're right. Shh. Not that everyone else can see that, of course, but you know.
Yes, I just don't want to make too much of a stir.
Of course. I am one of you, just like you. You be quiet about the book, yes.
Yes. Could you point me in the right direction?
Yes, of course. If you just go down that corridor, there is a spiral staircase that will take you up to the first tower, and then if you go down the second hallway, you will find a section on Shadowfell Plain, and
Thank you. And he'll pop his hood back up and just start walking that way.
but before you go, he says, just a note for you. I wouldn't tell anyone you are looking for those kinds of books, because someone may probably kill you. I would also keep it to myself that you are law enforcement, or that you are whatever it is that you are doing, because usually when those kinds of organizations catch wind, again, they kill you. And,
Thank you. He'll keep walking.
All right.
And as we get away from him, he's gonna look back over to Esperise. He's like, I did it!
You did very well. I came up thinking, I have to do something, and you were on the roll.
And I figured he would probably not want to, question me because I felt pain, but that's...
Yes, that was a beautiful touch. If you don't want to talk about something, say that it causes your heart a lot of hurt. That was very good.
Chapter 3, I got it. Okay. I got the book. Got the book. Yes, alright, he's gonna keep walking. Calm me back down. Real happy.
All right. You continue onward.
Yeah.
Do you all follow? I guess you're all following Ludin.
Do y'all have any books y'all want to look for?
I would actually. He gave you the books about, or was it a list?
It's a big long book.
I have a strong suspicion that this is the list of people who haven't given their library books back yet, and that's why it's a letter of criminal.
He's like, find these criminals for me. But yeah, as we're walking, Ermir would ask for that book, and he's like already flipping through it as he's walking down the aisles.
Yeah, Ludin would just be like, maybe not here.
Is anyone else in the library?
I mean, it's a library. It's a public place. So yes. I mean, you can probably find a section if you go deep with, it's a big library, so there are, if you go deep enough, you could probably
around us. I'm sure there are people studying or...
I mean, if you're looking to be in an area where there aren't people, you can just certainly be.
Yes.
All right. You open the book and see it has a massive ledger of names. And you pan your finger down the first column of names, flipping the pages, seeing the book is nearly completely filled. Then you look at the second column labeled book title, and the third column labeled due back date, and then the last column, fees accrued.
Sorry for being right all the time.
He's flipping through the pages and he's looking all intensely as he runs his finger down each page, and then as the realization dawns on him, he just kind of slams the book shut.
Everybody's gonna burn this library down.
He does. This is useless. I don't think that librarian knew what he was talking about at all.
It's worth a try. And Ludin will hold on to the book.
Why are you holding on to it? It's nothing. We don't need this.
Who knows? It might come in handy. At the very least, we'll know people that have, finds.
Overdue library books?
Yeah.
Imagine. Is that a thing?
A slippery slope. First, you do not return a library book, and then you are joining secretive underground organizations.
Oh yeah, that's how they recruit. They find the real hard asses that haven't returned their library books yet.
Maybe.
Guys, I still have library books from Lacambria.
He just takes the book and just shoves it on one of the shelves. He doesn't care if it's in the right spot or not.
Yeah, Looted will just take it and put it in his pack and just close it up and continue walking. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
I cannot wait until 3 episodes or 4 episodes from now when I pull out this book. To be 18 names on the book. It's gonna be all these people. It's like that's their initiation. They have to steal a book from the library.
So, make an investigation check to see how long it takes for you to find
Okay.
the books that you're looking for.
Sure
Can
thing.
can we be helping? Give him advantage.
Sure.
All right.
And say, I am straight up not looking for the same books that he is looking for.
Yeah, and unless I was about to say, unless you're looking for your own books.
Are you
Yeah.
looking for your own book, Brandon?
Does Urmir know what Luden is looking for?
Well, I mean, we were there. I heard him say like true crime and stuff.
Shadows and true
I'm not helping him look for no shadow book, but
Yeah.
Okay, well, the true crime would have been 21, and
There we
nobody
go.
helping for my shadow would have been an 18.
Okay. So that's a pretty good roll. It would probably take, with some diligent searching, maybe 3 hours, roughly, to find what you were looking for. And that was actually with the 21. Is that a 21?
The 21 is for the true crime, so the stuff Urmir and I were looking for.
Okay. All right. So with that, you do find some books on the Shadowfell. You also find some books on kind of like a study of like shadow demons that you may grab as well.
I will take both of those and probably check them out whenever we leave.
Okay. With the other one, you search and you search and you search, probably an extra 2 more hours of searching. And you don't find anything. You don't find anything. You don't find anything at all. And then you see like this kind of like tattered book on the shelf. Like the spine looks to be hanging, and like you can see like the threads of linen where it would have been bound a little bit better. Just kind of like sitting kind of askew on the side of the shelf.
Check that one out, Hermir. Is that interesting enough for you?
It can't hurt to look.
Why don't you give it a look?
We'll reach up and grab it. The dust off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it go in his face? Did you on accident?
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
You open the book and you kind of pan through the pages. Let me check your passive investigation here. You kind of flip through the pages a little bit. Oh yeah, you're good. And it takes you just a couple minutes or so as you're kind of figuring out. You see these weird words and everything, and you're kind of flipping back and forth, and you realize that it's someone's like handwritten manuscript on like what possibly looks like is an interpretation for thieves' cant.
What'd you find?
Looks to be like a cipher for thieves' cant. Like.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check D&D Beyond, but I think I can read Thieves' Cant. We will see. But for now, let's,
Can you?
I will see.
There's at least one party member who definitely can.
Yeah.
Straight up a rogue.
Update, it's not Luden.
I was about to say, I think only rogues can read Thieves' Cant, and I'm pretty sure that Luden has absolutely no rogue in him.
This is true. Well, no, it was
Like, I
just
don't-
some
Would you
weird.
like some?
I know it was one weird thing that I could
I-
read. I didn't know
I-
if it was Thieves' Cant or not.
Yeah, I don't think Thieves' Cant is a language that like you can like
Yeah.
take or whatever, if that
No,
makes
it
sense.
was Thieves' Tools that I had. That's why.
Or
yes.
choose or whatever, yeah.
My bad. But yeah, okay. Well, let's just take it back and maybe we can find out more about it, right?
Yeah. At the very least, it might help us track down who it is we're looking for.
Yeah.
If we could speak their language.
Awesome. Glad we could help. Give him a fist bump. Psh. All right.
All
In all
right.
seriousness, let's go ahead and head back, right?
So, Esperise and Finn, while they were doing all of that, I know you guys were apparently looking for other things.
Yeah. I believe what I'm looking for will probably be near-ish where he was looking for shadow stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
Finnalai, were you looking for anything specific?
Oh, well, initially I just wanted to come here because there's a lot of books, but I figure I would check out their fiction section and maybe find a book on conjuration and maybe illusionary magic too.
Very nice. I will be just a section over when you're done.
What are you looking for?
General interests, fae sort of things, just for what we are kind of working on.
Oh, okay.
All right. Goodbye. I want to look up Levi, and I want to look up his connection to the Feywild.
All right. So
I
before
want to look up specifically Levi's connection to the Feywild, if he has any.
kind of like a history of Levi, maybe.
Yeah.
That would probably be like the easiest thing to find. That the other thing is very specific. So maybe like
Hopefully just for like a chapter about it in some book. Yeah.
Is there a book called The History of Levi?
So you're looking for that. Before I make you roll for that, Finn, you're looking for like just basic like books on magic, conjuration. I think was one of them I heard.
Yeah, conjuration, illusionary magic, and the fiction section. He just wants to like
Fiction sec. What smut novels? What what like?
I read more than smut.
What smut novels? But they're the.
But yes.
Okay. So, Esperise, give me an investigation check.
Right.
And Finn, you as well. While I pull something open here.
Check if there's anything I can do to make myself good at it. No. Okay, cool.
You could always just ask for help.
No.
Finn's. No, I don't want to do
That's
that.
an 8. You're busy.
An 8.
Yeah, I'm real busy.
Okay.
You're looking for 2 separate books.
That just means it takes you a really long time to find your book.
5 hours, like us.
Yeah, so it would probably take. I don't know why it would take Esperise so long. You can tell us why it might take Esperise that long, but it does take roughly a good chunk of time to find your book.
Right. There are a couple of reasons. I think the first one is that she does like a full lap of the library to look like she's not in the God section or wherever it is that she's going to find this
That makes
book.
sense.
And then she gets a little bit lost finding her way back to the God section, but she doesn't want to ask an attendant because then she will have to say out loud that she is looking for a book on Levi, and she doesn't want to do that. And she finds her way over to that section, and she's keeping an eye out because she feels really bad for going and researching these things instead of asking. She has a little anxious meltdown in the library, and then she gets over it, and then she finds her book.
I love that so much. You do find a book, roughly. You kind of like are panning through, and you see like a book on the Masters of Weave as a whole, and then you see there's another book called Masquerade No More that looks to be about Levi.
Excellent. I will nab that and start flipping through it. See if there's I'm specifically looking for the
Yeah.
Feywild, but if there's
It would
anything
be-
like he kills babies or anything that would be good for me to know.
It would be like it would be lore based and stuff. Maybe myths, that like what people think about Levi as a whole.
Okay.
Just flipping through, you definitely get like there are things about the Fae. You would have to read the whole book.
Right.
You would have to take the time to read the whole book.
I'm assuming by the time I find this book, everyone is wrapping up. So
They
I
are.
will-
You rolled pretty low. You may have been able to get enough pages in to like get a better idea, but to like be able to read through some of it, but you did roll kind of rough.
I rolled really poorly. I'll tuck it away. I don't have. I'll say I brought a bag with me. I don't normally have a bag. I'll put it in the bag though.
You can certainly do that.
Save it for later.
All right. Finn, with your roll, you definitely, those are fairly, you find those fairly easily. You rolled pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like a 12, was it?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah. It still takes you a good bit of time because you're looking for a lot more, amount of books, but you do find some books, different books of conjuration and illusion and such.
Yay! Any fiction?
Fiction-wise, yes, you find you find a few. I forget what were we calling them. You find a book labeled "The Wind in the Hair." The wind in her hair.
Okay.
You
Alright.
also find another book labeled "The Moving Mosaic."
That sounds nice.
And you also find another book as you're panning through. I'm guessing like you can probably pick. I wanted to give you some options since this is kind of very vague.
Yeah.
Like you're just looking for fiction in general. You probably passed through a couple different. The other book you find is The Language of Spoons.
Cool.
And that looks to be a book about how the culture of carving spoons and giving them to people that you wish to court.
I will definitely take that one.
That is a legit thing too. I think it's Dutch. They would carve the
It's
men.
not.
Is it not Dutch?
I've never heard of it in my life.
Oh, okay. It is not. It is not.
Like
It
Welsh
is
or
not.
something.
It's not North
Hey,
American.
chat, if y'all can figure it out, throw it in there.
I mean, I could be totally wrong. Maybe just my dad didn't do it, and he's a super loser
No.
among the Dutch for his
It's
lack
Wa-
of
it's,
food.
it's Welsh. I'm sorry, it's Welsh. I apologize. I think I just thought Dutch because wooden clogs or whatever.
Weird Welsh facts.
It's Welsh, but what they would do is they would carve spoons. They were called love spoons. So there's a book on love spoons.
That is the most romantic thing I've ever heard of. I will
I-
shove that in my bag, too.
I knew you would love that. I knew you would love that, Finn. The basket weaver's tale. Love spoons. Oh my god.
He's definitely the type to pick his books by the cover. Like, if it looks nice, he'll take it off. And he'll shove them all in his bag and try to find Esperise.
All
You
right.
find Esperise jamming something to her bag. Hello, hi.
Hi, did you find what you were looking for? The book on Fae?
Yes, I looked around a little bit. It didn't have exactly what I was looking for. Picked up some light reading on God. Always have God on the mind, of course. Did you find
Yeah.
what you were looking for?
Oh, yeah, I found more than enough. He's gonna show her like his heavy bag. You can also borrow any of them that you want.
Thank you. That's very nice. You're a. I knew that, of course. I know you're a big reader. I don't need to ask about it. Ludin and Ermir are right over there. Okay.
Yeah, let's go find them. I didn't know they were big readers, though.
No, I think they are. Yeah, sorry. They are. They're looking for specific things to do with Urimir's father, of course. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right. We are. Yes, we're doing that, definitely. Okay. Let's go find them.
Finn and Esperise awkwardly walk back over to where you
Finn is
guys
fine.
are.
Esperise is a mess.
You can see Finn's bag is really, really heavy. I don't think you have a bag of holding, Finn. You have a lot of books in there. What is your strength score?
It's pretty high. Okay.
What is your strength score again?
15.
Okay, I feel like you're about reaching your limit at this point. You're gonna need a bag of holding for any future book.
I do.
book-
His bag also has like sewn on patches on the bottom and in the side. It's barely holding together.
Yeah, you all see like Finn's backpack is completely jammed full and falling apart, or on the verge of falling apart, like Danny said.
It's
Do
very
you
dirty and.
Do you need help carrying anything?
Oh no, I got it. Do you want to put your book in here too?
Oh, no, I've got it. It's fine.
Luda's just thinking to himself, Finn has mending. Why doesn't he just mend his backpack? But he's not gonna say that. he's just gonna be like, all right, is everyone ready to go?
Yeah. Did you find a book on? You know what we're looking for, right? I mean, you know what? Did you find a book on you know what?
Yes, Finn. Yes, we found a book on you know what.
Nice.
Looks like you found a lot of interesting books yourself there.
Oh yeah, just a few to add to our personal library.
Careful not to be added to this book, and he'll take out the other book about the stealing of every other book and put it back in.
Yeah. What about that? What do they do to you if they?
Apparently they
find...
send cops after you.
Apparently nothing. It looks like half of Sable's on this list.
But are we all ready to go?
Yes.
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 So before we leave, Luda's just, gonna cast Detect Magic twice, just as they walk out, just to see if anything pings in the books that might be like interesting or whatever like that. And that'll be like just 20 minutes of walking. And if he doesn't feel anything,
We're in a wizard library.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably
never
gonna
mind.
be magic everywhere, especially on the ceiling with that koi fish and.
I was looking for the books. The books. But it's okay if everything is magical.
There's
It is what
there's
it
a lot of pings in here. I'm sure, like floating, magic powered lights and all that good stuff, and enchanted ceilings and everything.
Worth a shot.
Nothing out of the ordinary, I'll say.
Dope. Well, Lou's gonna head back to the base with his shadow books in hand, and he's gonna sit down and start reading whenever he gets there.
Okay. So the thing about books that I'm gonna start implementing, just so it gives me some time to plan for you giving you information. We're gonna say that you can read 100 pages per +1 intelligence if you do nothing else all day long.
Oh, that's
+1 intelligence.
I mean, you can still read portions of it if that's not all you're doing,
So +1 per your intelligence modifier?
Yeah, so if you have a +2, you can read 200 pages a day.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Such a
Wait,
unfair.
okay, so wait. At 10 intelligence, you can do 100. At 12 intelligence, you can do 200. Is that
Or is it
right?
+0? And at 8 intelligence,
Because I'm at 12 with a +1. So,
So with a +1, you can read 100 pages a day.
okay. So at 10 intelligence, you read 0 words or 0 pages a day?
You would read like 50 pages a day.
Oh, okay.
then 25.
Yeah, the kindergartner's reading level right now.
It's probably like an attention span thing. Like you read a couple and you're like, yeah, I'm done.
So,
or you get
about-
bored with it or something,
Roughly, how long does the book that Ermir found? How many pages does it look like it is?
Which book?
The Thieves' Camp book.
The Thieves' Camp book. It's fairly thick. It's probably like 300 pages or so.
So I've got a +4, so I can read 400 pages in a day.
You could read it in a day if that was
Awesome.
all you were doing for that
That's
day.
all I'm doing. So it'll take me a full 24 hours to read this book.
I would
Do you understand Thieves' Cant?
I can learn it.
Well, I'm just saying that's like step 1, isn't it? It'd take you a little bit longer than a day.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It would take an entire day. Like there are a lot of people who who read very quickly, who can like read within like books within a day.
Sweet. Okay. Good to know.
And I'm gonna do that kinda as well. I probably can't get through the whole thing. Ian is only a +2 intelligence, so but I'll still just be reading for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Stupid. I only have a +1, you guys. How are you all so smart?
I also have
many-
a +1.
Idiot party. Right. How many pages long is the Levi book?
It's probably a beefier book since it's about a god and everything. It's probably like 400 pages.
Right. And it'll take me 24 hours to read 100 pages.
It's like
Or is it like a long rest or something?
It's like a long rest.
Okay. Like this
Okay.
book is never
We
going
can
to
have
get
a
read.
book club.
So we'll get
Yeah,
back
where
to
I
like
just put a new dust jacket on my book and go, don't ask what I'm reading.
So are we getting back at like 7? It took 5 hours to find this stuff, maybe an hour to get there.
We'll say it's per long rest. I think that will be easier on everyone.
Okay, cool. So what? Yeah. So like, what time is it when we return? Because it was like.
Sorry, what was that? What
We
you,
left-
Was that the
Yeah, we
question you
left
were
at
asking?
1. Yeah, we left at 1. It probably took like an hour to get there. I don't know, because it's across the city.
Yeah.
Then it took us 5 hours to find everything, so that would have been like 7. And then
You guys have probably it's probably
o'clock.
like 6 or 7 o'clock when
6
you
or
guys
7.
get back.
Cool.
Did Prayari and Samson do stuff while we were
Oh,
away?
yes.
Being
So-
huge nerds.
yes, I am done.
While
So much
yeah,
math.
while that's happening, Prairie and Samson. What are y'all doing?
Like I said, headed back to the Bardo.
Yeah, we're heading back to the Vardo. We're gonna go get whatever we need from the Vardo. Well, when we go there, I imagine we kind of open it up and kind of take stock, and Samson will go through and get like a bag, like pull it out from underneath, and start helping Praeria gather whatever materials that she needs from all of this. Just kind of going through it and helping and grabbing everything. I'll look up at all the library books that Finn has not returned. They're still in the Bardo. And I'll ask Praeria, so which one of these plants do you think is going to be actually helpful in this? Do you think you'll actually make any money with all this?
More than is probably comfortable for a party. I don't intend to actually sell much, but I think this one and this one. She'll point out a few, and she'll ask, how long, if we leave Vardo elsewhere, how long you think?
I was thinking that tonight, after we finished up at the bars, after we finished our bar crawl, I was thinking I would just come over here and drive it out of the city and yell and hike my way on back. I don't know how long we're going to be in the city. I don't think it's going to be easy to find Hush. I think we'll be here for weeks, perhaps.
Well, if no one will look after Vardo, like she's very worried about all of the plants and like what will happen with those. Either we take like all of the plants, or like she writes out detailed care instructions for someone to care for the plants.
I think we should keep them with us, because they're in pots, right? Yeah, this one's in a pot, that one's in a pot. We don't have anything like tied to the Vardo, right?
There is the plant, if you remember, you found growing on the ceiling.
I mean, we can.
How transport plant? We just take ceiling.
Love it. We'll go convertible the whole way out. We'll just take the ceiling with us. Take it out would be great. Hey,
nail back on. She like summons her scythe. Like we can just nail it back on.
Yeah, of course. Payeska, we'll ride it over there. And we don't have to carry it the whole way. Hey, yeah. Speaking of time and all that fun stuff, how are you dealing with them being over there and us being over here?
I suppose I'm not. It doesn't feel real, so it isn't. I mean, like, I know, but it's strange. At least I have things to do. I will do those things. And I will feel about it when the time comes to feel about it.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When Elrix's first banished me from the Feywild and I showed up in that forest just over by Forkham, I kind of felt the same. I didn't really thinking about it. I had so many other things to figure out. Like I just found Volpa. She was a little pup. Like couldn't even feed herself, so I had to figure out a way to feed her and to feed me. And a lot of it was about survival, trying to figure out what it was like over here where all these immortals are and stuff. People right around here, they just kill each other over bread because they don't have any respect for life. And for a while, I just kind of ignored it. And I didn't really think about it because I didn't have to. But then I kind of obsessed over it. And it was the only thing I could think about. And I think I spent a week and a half or so just completely obsessed with this idea about how time moved there and how time moved here. I cried every night because I thought I was losing everything. And I figured I learned that every day here is 42 minutes over there.
That is very precise.
Yup.
Forty-two.
42. Exactly 42. I think it's actually 42 minutes, about 17 seconds. And that doesn't matter right now, as you've chosen not to think about it, but if you ever find yourself as lost as me, maybe that would help.
I will keep it in mind.
I drive the Vardo back to the Sparrowhawk hideout. so we can drop off the plants.
All right. You go and drop the plants off of the. Well, do you remember where the button is?
Of course, I've got 17 intelligence. I saw Luden do it twice.
Okay. You press the button.
Oh. I'm very well educated. I'm just stupid.
No.
I'm stupid where
No,
it counts, but I can remember stuff that people don't want me to.
I'm just boggling at all of you and your giant brains.
How do they remember where the doorbell is? Oh my god.
You bring this massive Vardo right up to the wall of this place, and like, and you just begin walking in, and Henavy is just standing there, like with her arms crossed, like tapping her toes, like sure, just bringing a massive Vardo through the wall. Did anyone see you?
No, of course not. We need some help getting the roof off. You got that scythe?
Oh my god.
Prairie ducks her head in as a little old man and holds out a scythe.
Henavy just kind of like her shoulders just rise a little bit, and you can see like she is a fire genasi, and her skin gets very like redder, and like you see this kind of like the waves of heat just kind of coming off of her skin, and she's like, Lessa, take care of it, and she just walks off. Try and go cool down before she murders you.
I dropped the Cyprian disguise. I'm like, whoa, it's just me, okay? Like, did you know this guy before?
Okay, I did not know you were Cyprian. Sorry, I forgot you were Cyprian. I'm guessing you would have dropped it when you came in, I'm sure.
Was she there when you did it? Would she have known?
No.
No.
Nope.
I'm now assuming that she's in league with Cyprian.
I forgot that you were Cyprian.
Strangers just walking in the hideout.
My canon.
She's still angry. She's just fuming.
I help Prioria do everything that she needs to get all the plants that we need to poison everyone in Sable.
All right, you begin working on that.
Prairie will offer some to Henavy as like a peace offering. Like, here, for later. Good use.
What is that? What kind of signal are you sending here? You
give it to somebody else. You give it to somebody else.
I meant all for killing. This is good for, maybe moving body from one place to other. If we discuss later.
It has many uses. Many uses.
All right, so you guys begin prying the roof off. Was there anything else that you wanted to do? I don't know if this would take a full 6 hours like the other group.
I mean, it could. These poisons get pretty intricate.
Well, is there anything else that you guys wanted to do before you met up with the group once more?
Oh no, I'm open. I'm gonna be available for Prairie if she wants to talk about anything, but that's it. Mostly just being around and being her friend while we do this.
Two buddies making poison together.
Poisons! I drew a craft to make it easier as they transition out. I don't know.
A Disney Channel montage with a freeze frame at the end.
She needs some of the flowers dried out, so she just holds them out toward Henavy. In her general direction,
And Emmy's just watching from afar, tapping her foot on the stone, she's trying to contemplate how to assess the situation without losing her temper, essentially.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna be in-laws. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna love us because you have to.
Oh my god. That was weird. No, my door just was my door open? It just shut by itself. I don't know.
There was a small person.
Oh, was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Could be a ghost.
It could be a ghost.
It's the ghost of my son is moving around.
Oh no!
The ghost.
Oh, that's way
that
worse.
came out
Yeah, that's
loud.
worse.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh my god! A little mischievous boy.
I didn't mean it like that.
It's like that movie, The Boy.
God.
He's just a small porcelain doll.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the doll. Oh jeez. Okay. Anyways, you guys return to the hideout. To the hideout outpost.
All right,
Ludens do the
If they're
you crashed the car into the house, like dance that a dad does, like as he sees the Vardo inside, and he's just trying not to look at Innovate. He's just like,
Why, if it was like 6 or 7 hours, we definitely wrapped up poison making and transporting.
Okay.
And I absolutely went ahead to the bar and told Prayari, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and head out and see where the best places are. Tell them to meet me when they're done. He definitely already went to the bar.
All right.
Oh, she will relay this information to Luden as he gapes like a fish at the presence of the Vardo in the hideout. Samson, go to bar. He said, come find. So many poison in here.
I walk directly past the Vardo, stick it out, just completely ignoring Luden's freak out and everything, and I'll pull out the book and walk straight up to Prayaria. Prayaria, I found something. Well, Luden found it. We found it actually at the library, and I was hoping you could help me translate it.
Okay. What is?
And he'll flip the book so that to face the Prayaria's direction and open it up and kind of flip through the pages faster than you can actually get to read anything. And he'll start talking stuff. I think it's Thieves' Camp, but I'm not really good at translating it yet. And maybe I was thinking if we could figure out exactly what it is that we're saying in here, it can help us track down the people that we're looking for, because if they're thieves guilds speak Thieves' Camp, and it all kind of works together like that.
All right, hold on. So she's gonna put her hand down on the book to stop him turning it. Yes, is Thieves' Camp a little different from the kind I know, but I think I could.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think? And at some point, do you think you could teach it to me?
Oh, that.
So, Prayaria, as you're like flipping through the book, and you're reading like the translations and stuff, you read. Let me think of a phrase. You read something along, like you begin reading the phrases and like what they're what the book says the translations are, and like what words translate to what, and you see like tavern translates to pineapple, which is incorrect. And then you flip a couple more pages and you read like another like translation that says it's behind the rock, and it says, don't play with the gerrymandering.
It's quite confusing.
But it is a full-fledged language that could be learned of an incorrect form of Thieves' Can.
Maybe.
Which you could definitely prank Urimir if you wanted.
It looks like it's very old. I bet it was written by someone very smart to have every phrase and every word in here.
It was written certain maybe later. It takes long time. Lot of I am hardly a teacher. It would lesson plans and things. Let me just see that.
Well, yes, I guess study it at your leisure. If you find anything interesting, just let me know.
Of course.
Thank you.
And where are the others?
They were
I'm
behind-
also
Finn and
here.
Esther. They were right behind me.
Yeah.
Right
Oh, they're
behind
just
me, I
chilling.
swear.
Finn
She
went
turns
in
around
to
and
go dump.
Cassius is there. It's like, oh my god, where did it come from?
Finn went in to go dump all the books on his bed, and he came back.
Oh, on that one.
Esperise, if she's not stopped, is gonna make her way over to Henavy, but that doesn't have to start right this second.
Okay. Well, it looks like it might start right this second.
Sure. Okay. I didn't know if other people had things they wanted to do. Yeah, Esperise is just going to approach her, see that she looks very irritated, and I don't know if I properly introduced myself earlier. My name is Esperis Antia. I am a friend of Ludan's.
She just kind of like takes a deep breath as she tries to like channel, serenity. She looks at you and she goes, "It's nice to meet you, Esperis. I'm sorry, your friends just waltzed the Vardo in here and they're Vardo and I that's very, very large.
It is.
and which this place is supposed to be. There's a lot of coming and goings.
They can be like this. If you would like, I can speak to them. I very much appreciate all of your patience and hospitality in letting us stay here for this time. It is very much appreciated.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, will do. 27.
Okay. She just kind of like, "You're welcome." And just if you mind passing it forward to your friends, because I do realize that it coming from a stranger like myself or any of the other Sparrowhawks, that it's a little against the grain. It would mean a lot if you would address it. I'm sure they would.
I absolutely understand. We do understand discretion, and I apologize if we in any way made you feel at risk. I know for Luden very much has such respect for you and what you are doing here, and we do want to make the best possible impression as it is.
Thank you. Just if more discretion could be utilized, that would go a long way.
Of course. I thank you very much for your time, Envy.
She just kind of like continues to take deep breaths as she kind of like smolders back down.
That's all I wanted to say to her.
She does look she does look less angry.
I will put the shorthand of that, of just put my hand on Luden's shoulder of just, and now calm down. While he is looking out over the caravan.
Like, why? They said out. This is in. This is in, Esperis. This is in.
No, it's very confusing. Yes, everything is all right, though. We will work out something. I'm sure they have a plan for it. I will discuss it with the matron. Everything is okay.
Okay. Yeah, everything's okay. Okay. And he'll just, all the way to his bed. Okay. Then close the little curtain.
You still hear it in there. Okay.
Everything's okay.
Yeah. All right. So, are the rest of you going to the bar? I'm guessing for rumor listening?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to do some light reading. I will see you all in the morning.
Prairie will also get to work on her homework assignment.
Yes.
Which is to decipher this weird book.
Decipher the weird book.
Like she's second guessing her whole knowledge of thieves' cant. I understand that there are there are dialects, there are different types, but what is this?
Luden is reading his shadow book, and hopefully we'll find out more about his shadow.
All right, so the rest of you make your way to the inn, or the rest of you make your way to the Strands of Saffron Inn, where Samson already is currently.
Mm-hmm.
You enter, and I'm guessing, what do they see, Samson?
Well, they see the inn. Hopefully it's raucous.
It is.
As in,
There's a lot of people.
So many people. All of you would see a rather large, like 6'5", probably close to 400-pound man, like a beast of a person with a huge rotund belly, boisterously talking or making his way around the tavern, talking to people, and he's got like a thick salt and pepper beard, bald head, not his choice, just completely bald, and just going around and huge ale mug in hand, going around and talking to everybody and having a good time. When you, I guess it's Finn and Uri, that's it. When you walk in, he raises a glass and says, "Oh, and there you are now. Excuse me, fellas," and makes his way over to where you two are.
I was gonna say before we got there, I'd like to disguise myself if possible.
Sure.
I don't want to come out as Uramir. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna cast disguise self on myself, and I now look like an elf. Instead of my ears are long and pointy. I've got green eyes, straight black hair, a gray shirt, gray pants, gray boots, a dark green cloak, and a vest.
Aw, Uri. I like the elf ears. They look really convincing. Should I be dressing into something else too?
Well, I don't think anyone here wants to kill you yet, so you might be good.
Are you sure?
No, do it.
I mean,
Are you and Samson both using disguise self?
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. How long does that last?
I can do it like indefinitely
Oh, okay.
because I can keep doing it with my my fun stuff.
Okay.
I can do it at will without expending a spell slot.
Nice.
Mine says it lasts an hour, but I've
Okay.
got a couple of slots. So
Okay. And is
I
it
don't
verbal
mind
somatic?
recasting it. Yeah.
All right. So when you go to recast it or a mirror, how do you do that stealthily?
Of course.
How do you do that exactly?
Now
Just
with
so
the
I
big,
know.
now with the big verbal, is that like something I can cast like under the table and nobody knows because the spell
No.
just kind of resets? Okay, well then I will be making frequent trips to the bathroom to
Honestly,
To the loo.
same.
to the loo. Yeah.
But for a different
like this.
reason.
Yeah. No, I've got I'm an artificer. I've got a bag full of tools. I'm
Okay.
sure I've got a pocket watch that I can set to about an hour, and
He sets an iPhone alarm for disguise self.
for disguise stuff.
But your pocket watch is like a little like beetle wings that you gotta twist or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And they like it doesn't make any noise, but they kind of just beat back and forth and it vibrates in my pocket. So I'll
It's a
know-
beeper.
It's a beeper, exactly. And so I'll know, like, so it goes off like 5 minutes before I have to recast the spell. So I'll just simply excuse myself from the table, run to the loo, and do what I got to do to recast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I had the same restrictions, so I'll be doing that as well.
So you'll go together. And the
No, I'm on a different.
We're on
I'm a different
opposite. We're on
side.
opposite. Yeah.
Okay, so Finn walked in with Uramir, but then Uramir went to the bathroom and came out somebody
Exactly.
else.
And I came out as somebody else. Yes.
So he's probably very confused. I don't think he would catch
As-
on to that.
I call over to the bartender and I say, "Amos, we'll take 3 more of these at my table."
Oi! And he begins filling drinks.
I go over and put a hand on Finn's shoulder. "Welcome, I'm glad you all made it out." And I wink at him.
Oh, it's you. I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, good to see you, old friend.
Absolutely. Oh, should we speak? I've got a little bit of a small story to tell. I've let you know what kind of I've got going on.
Yes, of course. Once our drinks arrive.
All right, so you guys all take a seat.
I will escort them to my table.
and you are brought back a very dry ale. Very hoppy, but in a like very hoppy and like kind of like an IPA. But like it's almost like it goes from cold to very warm very quickly when it like hits your tongue, and like it has like this kind of like dry sagebrush smokiness to it.
You guys didn't say this was part of the plan. I want to do that too. You should have told me that we were like coming in as not us.
I mean, you could still do this, right? Like you can switch out?
Well, I've never done it before, but I could go try. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. Hey, make sure this is actually really important for the plan that I kind of got out. Make sure you do something regal and noble, okay?
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So Finn will go into the bathroom and close the stall, and he's going to be like,
Okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right.
and he'll start touching his ears and like moving them down, trying to round them out. He's going to take his hair and like sweep it over, or his hands and sweep them over his hair so that it turns like a dark brown. And he's going to braid it up real quick, and he is going to essentially turn himself into a female human. He's going to try and change his clothes too into like a regal dress, basically a noble woman's dress. He's going to be like, okay, I haven't really, it's kind of like a robe. All right. He'll walk out all proud.
You see Finn
Your
gracefully
Majesty.
walking across. And then Finn, you get some looks. You do get some looks from a variety of individuals.
They like my trick too.
You look lovely, milady.
Oh, thank you, sir. Good sir.
Oh, they've been calling me Darian. Mr. Darian.
Mr. Darian. Okay.
That's what I've been going by. Okay. So, all right. So, have I learned anything so far? I've been here for like an hour and a half.
You've heard. Well, I'll go ahead and give you one of the rumors. I can give you one rumor. You overheard that Queen Anitha has rescinded her name from the claim for Lacambria. Her son Resh is allegedly furious with her, and that doesn't leave much left. Digbrand and Elderguard are vying for power now.
Her claim to the throne?
Her claim, like she's rescinded, like because so many different, oh my god, I can't even think of the word right now. World nations?
Factions?
Factions, I guess, yeah. So many different nations were vying for power over Lacambria.
All over Lacambria and Aurora.
Over Lacambria in Aurora, yes. Because of what had happened. And Anitha has basically backed out and is letting Elderguard and Digbrand squabble over it at this point.
Okay. All right. So I haven't heard anything important yet. Not to this point. So I wanted to give you. We need to get on the same page about a couple of things, because now's our chance to really set some stuff in and kind of throw some lures out while we're getting these rumors in. Okay. All right. So here's the plan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to figure out everything that we can about what's going on in the city, and then also we want to put out our bait. Our bait as a group to see if people come to us. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of what I've got going on. All right, you said your dad was he's like an inventor, right? Like what is his specialty? What does he do?
Well, he was quite gifted in robotics, making little things that made life easier. You know,
Okay. Like Umber? Like he makes things like Umber?
Yeah.
But anybody could use them, right?
I mean, yeah.
What do you think, Finn? Can we use that?
Well, it's pretty special, right? I mean, we could ask if anyone's seen anything with a robot or something flying.
Well, what about this? What if you look kind of regal, right? So it's all part of the plan. Yeah, you look great. Lovely, in fact. So what if we had this plan that, like, your dad, right, like a Lacambrian lord, was looking to make some sort of factory and sell, these umber-like creatures, and that he was willing to pay good money for people who could help with the factory, and all that fun stuff. What do you think about that?
So, Lacambrian Lord Father pays good money for robots. I think I can do that.
Yeah, or people who can make robots. What do you think? Or really any kind of artificer, right? All right?
I mean, yeah, I think that might work.
Okay, cool.
But what if there's somebody else who can make really good robots?
Then we'll
Cambria.
I mean, we're looking for people here in Sable. All right. He takes a large swig of his drink. Yeah, I mean, if we're looking for anyone that knows artificing and how it works, and if we're paying enough money, like, let's say, like, 10 gold pieces for someone who knows an artificer and can bring us their name, because we need to have these people, right, who can work in this factory. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just need some money.
Okay, I give Finn 100 gold.
Plenty of that, yeah.
That's so much. Okay, I didn't really
fine.
put pockets with this thing.
You didn't put pockets on your dress?
Oh no, I didn't think of it.
Oh my god.
I'll give Finn my bag of holding to put all the money in.
Oh, thanks. I'll just dump it in there. Okay.
Right. Oh, we do need to get on the same page about a couple things. Finn, what's your name?
Lanny.
Lanny. Last name?
Regalia.
Regalia. Love it. So Lord Regalia. Let's see. Finn, what's your dad like? Is he a boisterous man? He's a loud man? Like, what's his whole deal? That way we can, like, we just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So what's your actual dad like?
You mean Lanny's dad, right?
I mean, I was thinking we could probably just use your dad as an example. That way it feels true and feels real, Like, what's your dad like? 'Cause it can't be Uri's dad.
Arlen, he's kind of loud, and he's really kind of, well, I guess rough, and he likes to fight. That doesn't really sound like a noble, though. I mean, my dad's not Arlen's not a. It's fine. Let's just make this up.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Arlen?
No.
His name's Arlen?
No. Lanny's dad is loud and also friendly, very friendly and fun, and he likes to party, and he's very rich, and he pays his workers very well too, and gives them lots of benefits.
Strong, good benefits. Okay. So pays well.
Yeah.
Likes to party.
Likes to party.
Yeah,
Rich.
because I mean nobles do, right? Yeah.
Friendly.
What's he look like?
He's tall, and he's got a white beard, and he's white hair.
White beard, white hair.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Santa Claus.
Sure. Whatever that is.
All right, cool. All right. So his name's Arlen Regalia. That's the lord we're working for.
We don't have to use his name. We could use, like, his name's actually Peter.
Peter.
Regalia.
Peter
Regalia.
Yeah, not Arlen.
Peter. Okay.
Peter.
So we'll
is
go
my
Peter.
dad.
Peter's
Lanny's
your
dad.
Lanny's dad. So you're Lanny. Lanny. So Lanny, you are Peter's daughter, and you're here to help kind of find some of these people and get a sense of the city, and if they have the kind of workforce that we can use to support this adventure. And then your father's Peter. He's loud, friendly, and rich. Likes to pay well. Those are kind of our talking points to kind of get in front of some of these people, and we're letting them know that we're looking for artificers and anyone who has a skill with machines, and they can come meet us where?
Here?
Here. We'll be here every night. That's right. Here at this bar. Okay.
What do you think? Does that sound good, Uri? I mean...
Yeah. I like this plan.
Like it.
Oh, and no, my name's not Urimir, it's Aurelius tonight.
Aurelius. Okay.
Aurelius, Lanny, Darian.
Darian.
Oh, and anyone says the bartender, we have a tab, you can just put it under my name. Buy drinks for whoever you need to get more information out of them.
Amazing.
All right. So before we begin this spanning out into the tavern and pretending to be these characters that your characters have made, we're going to take our quick break and we'll be right back. So we'll see you all in just a little bit. All right. See you in a little bit. And we're back. All right, so we are gonna jump back in as our tricksters here, Samson, Urmir, and Finnalai, have changed their appearance in order to mingle with the local strands of saffron inn patrons, in order to attempt to grab some rumors, which they will. But who will they get these rumors from, and what will these rumors be? That is the real question. You all kind of like break. And you see a variety of individuals. You see a woman with red hair, freckles. She looks to be quite inebriated. You see a group of very much younger guys. They're kind of like playing some drinking games together. You see like a variety, like some women over by the like sitting at the bar, and they're kind of like sharing a hookah pipe together.
I want to go to the guys playing drinking games.
Okay. You can go first then, my friend. You wander over to the guys, the young frat boys essentially playing drinking games.
No.
No?
Urimir would wander. Aurelius strides over, looking as important as ever, got his chest all puffed out, his straight black hair kind of waving in the wind as he walks, looking down through his nostrils at everyone in this tacky looking bar as he strides over to them, almost gliding as he approaches, and he will say, "Good evening, gentlemen."
One of them just kind of is like, "Hey, you got some shiny shoes."
Well, yes, thank you for noticing. It appeared that you all are playing a couple of drinking games.
He just like takes his beer and just immediately starts chugging it, and they're like, chug, 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 chug. And then he just slams it down and goes, "Does that answer your question?"
Yes, I figured as such. You all could probably drink me under the table. However, have you ever gotten to play your games with some of the good stuff? And I'll just flash a couple of gold pieces at them, and then with a little bit of flair.
Ooh, are we making some bets on the drinking game now? Well, that's mighty interesting, stranger. What did you say your name was again?
You can address me as Master Aurelius.
Oh, Aurelius. Aurelius. All right, Aurelius. Well, take a seat.
He'll pull the chair out and have a seat. He'll kind of whip his cloak over to the side as he sits down.
He's like, for a man who shines them shiny coins out in between your fingers, you seem like the type who's accustomed to buying rounds of ale for your fellow man.
Well, of course. And he'll wave down the bartender. He'll be like, let's get a round of the good stuff for the table. None of this cheap ale for the rest of the commoners here.
I'm starting to like you, Aurelius.
And what might I call you?
I am Jordan.
Jordan. Well met, Jordan. If you so what does a man of your stature do for a living here in Sable?
You begin speaking with him and his friends to get to know him as you guys like drink and drink and drink. Yes. And he he tells you to kind of like go through this. He tells you like his father mined below the city for some precious gems. He also his father also helps work on the bridges between all the the locations from within the city. He manages the bridges and the upkeep and checks the structural integrity of everything. It's so boring. And at one point he starts telling you about rocks and he starts talking about the rock formations of the bridges. So I want you to make a persuasion check for the conversation and how long it takes.
A persuasion check. Can I make a deception check instead?
Are you you're trying to you're essentially trying to become friends with these guys in order for them to get comfortable with you enough.
Yes. I can deceive him into thinking that I am all about this rock talk and the geographical formations.
You know what? You make a
stuff.
very good argument. I'll let you have that.
Awesome.
It's a very you make a very good argument for that. Oh, what are you shaking your head, Daniel?
It's gonna be an 18 on deception.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just all into his conversation, just leaning in, taking another sip as he's talking about just rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah, fascinating. Truly fascinating.
I'm just imagining Bert from The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, that's essentially what it is. Just fascinating. Wow. And at one point, you guys get comfortable enough throughout the evening that because he is with his friends, and he kind of leans back, and he goes, my friend Keth, and his friends are like, oh yeah, Keth, yeah. So you haven't heard from him in a while. Do you say anything to that off first bat?
Oh well, what Keth? You haven't mentioned him yet. Why is he out here? Why is he here with you? He's not one of your good friends, I'm guessing.
And he goes, oh no, he's a great guy.
Oh yes.
His mother just died.
Oh.
Poor guy.
Tragedy.
But his mother left him a bag of sweet mesa in her will, and it turns out when he went to collect the items left to him from the treasury, it was gone. Can you believe it?
Are gone. They've been taken. He's been robbed. Who would do such a thing?
Yes, robbed. He looks like he's trying to think is that the correct word, because the alcohol is slowing down his brain. And it's taking him there's a reaction, timeout.
I'll take another small sip of my drink, and I say, God, Jordan, don't leave me to drink alone here.
That he just I'm gonna need some more, Mr. Goldfingers. That's the nickname you've obtained for the evening.
Goldfingers, I like it. And I will I'll call for another round.
All right, and that is the rumor that you learn, my friend.
Alrighty.
Danny or Samson, who would like to go next?
Who else was? It was the ladies at the bar, right? And then the redheaded lady.
Yeah, there's a redheaded lady with freckles. There's, we'll say there's like a guy wallflower who's just kind of like twiddling his fingers up against the wall.
I'll go up to him. He seems sneaky or quiet.
So you go up to the wallflower guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes,
Hello.
he just like,
My name is Lanny. Yes, Lanny Regalia.
Me. Yes, me, of course. Yes, I am...
Very slow at talking, I can see.
He's just like so enamored with like you're like the most like the most beautiful girl who's walked up to him this evening, and like he's like the wallflower who's like nobody wants to dance with me kind of person.
Yeah,
And-
why don't I buy a drink for both of us and we can sit down right over here at this table instead of standing against the wall?
Of course, yes, yes, yes.
What did you say your name was?
Oh, I am Mark.
Mark. Oh, okay. Mark, yes. So, Mark, I just got into town and I don't know the city very well. The city of Sable, that is. That's where we are. Right? Yes.
Yes, this is Sable. Mm-hmm.
And
He starts to sweat.
my father, who is named Peter Regalia, he sent me here to find an amazing artificer for the factory we're building. A factory that builds robots. Very, very advanced robots.
I'm sorry, what's a robot?
It's like, it's like, and he starts looking around, trying to like, it's like, it looks almost like a metal bucket, and it has wings, and they fly around and they stab things, and sometimes they carry things too.
And your father is trying to build them here.
Well, my father has a factory in Lacambria and needs an artificer to work there. And he heard that there were...
That's so sad. He must have died. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, he's still very much alive, actually. I know there was lots of people who died in Lacambria, but he wasn't one of them, thankfully.
No, I meant the artificer. That's why you're getting a replacement, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, of course, yes. Lots of people died in Lacambria, and yes, the artificer was one of them. Our artificer, so we just have to replace him. You know how it is.
Right. You know,
So-
we just replace people when they die, of course. He looks a little bit sad by that. I mean,
Yes, well,
nobody would remember them if they died, would they? He just-
I mean,
his eyes glistens with the ghost of his past.
I mean, we remember him, but we do need a new one to fill the spot. Preferably an amazing artificer, maybe with horns, because our last one had horns, and you know, it would be a nice reminder, like a memorial, sort of.
He just gives you this look, and he's like, hold on, let me roll an intelligence check for him real quick, because this might go a very interesting way here for a second, if he would think this. No, it's a natural 1.
Thankfully, we picked the stupid one in the bar.
He's just dumb, and he believes every word.
Stupid sentimental one.
And he's trying to figure out why you would want somebody specifically with horns, and he goes,
He
that's
calls over some drinks.
that's really specific. Oh. And he's just like, okay, like that. Nothing weird about that. Okay.
Yes, well, as I said, our last artificer had horns, and well, do you know of any very smart, very capable artificers here in Sable? Maybe
No.
hopefully.
No, not
For me,
not
maybe?
really. Well, make a persuasion check for the entirety of this conversation for me, please.
Oh no. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, 9.
Okay, so it takes you a little while to like. There's a lot of awkward back and forth banter between you and Mark. I hate that I named him Mark, because I have someone else named Marcus. That's later, I'll change his name. So you have this kind of like back and forth banter with him for a while, and it's kind of awkward and like you're not used to pretending to be someone else. So it takes a while, but eventually the topic of Lacambria comes up again, and how a whole bunch of people died and everything. He goes, taking a drink. I heard the craziest thing the other day, that one of the queens, speaking of death and everything, and this is a different kind of death because, that wasn't like on purpose. This one sounds more on purpose, but I heard that one of the queen's handmaidens is actually causing trouble for everyone by murdering people from, to start like an investigation romantic drama.
Really? That's really interesting. What else do you know about it?
No, that's about it. But do you wonder what kind of drama the handmaiden is trying to come, like what kind of romantic drama exactly? Maybe like a love triangle or.
Ooh, do you think she's in love with the king? Finn starts going off like.
Well, that would be really weird, because the king is, dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Of course I knew that. Sometimes being regal, noble myself, it's just so hard to remember things about other families and people. You know how it goes.
That goes back like the awkward, like it gets awkward once more again. As it's just like he's just kind of looks at his clothes as you say that, like, are my clothes nice enough? Like I'm so confused. I am unworthy.
Tell you what, Mark. I will be back here tomorrow night, and if you hear anything, if you can even get me a scrap of information of a good artificer in town, I will owe you something good.
With his nat 1, he's just like, really?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Maybe like a drink or 5 drinks, or maybe we could go.
I actually live local here, but I'll just get a room and I'll just wait,
Yes, but make sure to go outside so you can listen in and see if there's, if you hear anything.
Right.
Don't just wait here.
That makes sense too. Yes, of course. So that is your rumor. Which leaves us to Samson, who we'll get to.
Oh, it's me now?
Yes, you were the last.
Okay, so there was a redhead and then there were some ladies? Is that
like
what it was?
Like a group of ladies. We'll say bachelorette ladies.
Do they look like they're having far too good a time?
You know what? No, they're not bachelorette ladies because they're just kind of like chilling, like smoking on a hookah pipe.
I go talk to them.
They're just kind of mellow, like.
How many of them?
There's just
are there?
two. There's just two.
Just 2 ladies? I go up to the ladies.
And they just kind of like look at you and go, "Well, good evening, sir. Is there something we can do for you?"
Absolutely. I haven't seen anyone in this establishment with the fine taste that you have. Would you mind sharing a smoke with an old man like myself? It's been so long for me.
I don't see why not. And they kind of like scoot over.
Why, thank you. Well, I'm Darius, Master Darius. Who might you know be? I take the hookah.
This is Cassidy. And I am Villia.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. How's Sable been treating you? Y'all from here?
Well, I am, but Cassidy is not.
Oh, where are you from?
Cassidy's just like, I'm actually from up north.
Like Arroyo North, like New Reach or
Yeah,
that far? Ah,
close to them.
impressive.
Not quite close enough to the mountain range, but fairly close.
Must be a slight change in the weather.
Oh,
All
it
this desert around
definitely
here.
is. It is quite dry, and it's very hot. But thank the masters that we're below ground and not above in that godforsaken weather.
Isn't it the absolute fucking worst?
It really is. It really is.
I'm visiting as well, I've got I'm sitting here on my lord's he's looking to employ some artificers from the city for a factory he's possibly establishing here. So I've been meeting with a whole bunch of engineering types and all these mathematicians, and it's so incredibly boring. Have any of you heard any good stories? All there's about numbers and building stuff, and that's just the absolute worst. But I could use a good story. Have you heard one?
Make a persuasion check for me to see how this conversation goes to get to your rumors.
Sure. All right. Persuasion. That is a 19.
Okay, so they're pretty chill, and they the conversation runs rather smoothly, and Villia is just kind of like, at some point during the conversation she goes, I'm sorry, not Villia. Cassidy kind of looks over and she goes, I did hear there's apparently some sort of mysterious woman in an old-fashioned scarlet cloak that just breaks into song and dances randomly to distract people in the Shimmering Bazaar. And Villia's just like, no. Do you listen to everything that you hear? I mean, really?
What? You said a scarlet cloak? That seems kind of boisterous.
I mean, if you're going to dance in the middle of the Shimmering Bazaar, of course.
I mean, have you all seen it yourselves?
No, of course not.
That's absolutely bullshit. I don't know why would anyone try and do that. It seems crazy. I feel like we're more low-key, kind of relaxing sort of people. I'm just having a good old time with all of you. You two have been lovely company.
Yes. Well, you do hear one more rumor, though, Daniel.
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you two have been lovely company. I'm sure you have all kinds of men here in Sable coming and getting your attentions. Have any of you seen any of these artificer types? Anyone who might be of interest or that sort of thing, or anything else going on?
Artificer? No. Haven't heard about any artificer, but the only other thing that I have heard is apparently there's a local priest from the Temple of Remblace. He commissioned several murals of trolls being taught calligraphy. But then again, I heard it from a kobold with a very violent temper.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Calligraphy?
Yes.
What is this acolyte of Remblace doing? What's he doing?
What you saw in a kobold? What did you mean a kobold? I don't even believe that, Cassidy.
Cassidy just goes, I heard it too. Apparently, he commissioned these murals, trolls being taught calligraphy because he wants to kind of help them since they're, not quite as educated, apparently.
Are there trolls in this area?
Yeah, it's a good question, is there?
I know! That's what's such an absurd rumor.
Well, perhaps it is a goal of his to, help teach the unfortunate.
Perhaps. Or I want to thank you all both for letting me use your hookah pipe this evening. It's been good for my soul. It's been so long since I had such a thing. I imagine I won't be the last gentlemanly caller to come over and speak to you. But so if you see anyone who comes over who's got a head for numbers and is a bit of an artificer type, or anyone who knows anyone like that, let them know that we'll be here. Myself, and I point out Lanny and Aurelius. And if you see any of us around and you got any more names of people who know a thing or two about a thing or two, Send them our way because we do need some good people, and we're paying well. 10 gold pieces for a good referral for someone who knows a thing or two about building robots.
We'll keep our ears to the ground.
Well, it's good meeting you both. I'll step away.
All right. You've received your rumors.
I go back and sit at the table and wait.
The rest of you eventually adjourn back together.
Yes.
You adjourn? You run back into each other?
Mm-hmm. Don't find anything good.
Well, apparently in Cambria, the Queen's Handmaiden is murdering people. But Mark said he'd keep an eye out for any horned artificers for me.
A little on nose, but I get it.
I mean, there might be other types of artificers. We just want to get the most specific one possible, right?
Yep. Aurelius?
Yes, nothing too immediately useful. There's a man named Keth, whose mother just died. And when he went to collect the items that were left to him from a will, they were all gone. Now, from what I understand, some of the contents of this will was sweet mesa. And
I think I've heard of that before. Have I heard of sweet mesa before?
I mean, yeah. It's very expensive.
Well, I think that's something it's actually more Esperisa's mindset. We might be able to ask her about it.
Is it like a food?
It's like a powder.
Mm.
It's a psychedelic, I think.
You know what it is, Samson.
Does
I said what I said?
Okay.
I see.
It's psychedelic, I think.
Would Urimir know what sweet mesa is? Like its effects and all that stuff?
Are you proficient in history?
Am I proficient in history? You know that I'm not.
I'm proficient in history, and I said what I said.
I don't think you are. You don't. You don't. So you wouldn't know what it was. However,
it's a psychedelic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do know
psychedelic.
that because I had it in my notes. Something I don't know how useful it is, but my father's masterwork had something to do with sweet mesa.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Does it really?
Yes.
Did your father make psychedelic robots?
Psychedelic robots.
We've cracked it. We've got it, boy.
He was a very talented man. I feel like if he wanted to make psychedelic robots, he totally could.
Some people over in Acacia believe that sweet mesa allows you to talk to the dead. Like allows them to manifest on this plane. The experiences, I've never seen it, never had the reason to, but yeah, it allows them to appear.
That you talk to the dead.
It's better than that though. It's they almost manifest on the material plane from wherever they were for a short period of time, and then they can never be called again in that way. I don't know. I've never heard of any kind of magic that can actually do that. So psychedelics usually the way I kind of described it, because it's more than just magic.
It actually brings them back.
Yes and no.
But you said this was connected to your father in some way, right, Uri?
Well,
his masterwork.
The name of my father's masterwork is Rialta's Forge. Rialta was my mother. And if he's experimenting with Sweet Mesa, he's probably trying to see her again.
That's very romantic.
Or the people that have him are trying to experiment with something like that and have him there for a reason. You're the one that has the lead. We need to follow that. What else did they say?
It was about it. They didn't describe anything about the person who took the items, but I'm sure we could talk to this Keth individual and get his accounts on things.
That's a wise choice. Keth, you say?
Yes.
It's a good name. Perhaps we could, is Keth here tonight?
No, but his friends are.
You know what, because I got some information about a woman in a scarlet cloak, and which I thought could possibly be, some sort of distraction technique or something going on in the square, and that might be something we look into later. And some rubbish about a priest of Remblace doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But we should probably go back over there and kind of befriend these people, see if we could get an introduction to Keth.
Well, I've been getting them drunk all night, so I'm sure they'll be very friendly towards us.
Or we're both. Let's do that. I know.
And I probably actually need to go. You see, like, there's a look on Finn's face. He realizes what time it is.
I just, when that happens, when I see Finn's face go a little like a little panic, I reach over and I grab Harry by the shoulder and turn his face towards me. It's like, yeah, let's I know Finn's probably tired and ready to get back. I think there's a few things to do. Why don't you come with me? We'll go talk with him.
Did you find anything when you were out mingling with the people?
I mean, I told you we there was a scarlet cloak of a woman, but that's something that we'll probably do later. We can go check that in the morning. But honestly, Uri, I think, and I point his face towards me. I poke him in the chest, like, I think the thing you've discovered with Keth is that's kind of where we need to be. Like, let's go on over. Finn, can we catch up with you later?
Yeah. I'll see you back at the
Yes.
The place.
The inn. The room.
At home.
The room.
Home, right.
Yeah. We'll see you back at home.
Okay.
And I put my arm around Uri and turn him towards. Where are your friends who know Keth?
He kind of turns back at Finn, but he's not really stressing over it. Finn's kind of a odd duck sometimes.
How do you guys procure that information?
By being their best friend.
Yes.
Obviously.
We be the charismatic duo that we are, and they tell us.
We buy them all the drinks.
Both of you make persuasion.
6,000 gold can buy.
Both of you make persuasion checks for me.
Persuasion? I really gotta get good.
No, really?
Oh no.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so it takes you guys quite a while, probably most of the night. I'm guessing when to kind of play this out story-wise, you bring over Dorian, and like the guys are just kind of not feeling it. They like, the old guy's gonna, bring our mellow down, Just like this, like, oh, it's gonna be a party pooper, because they're much younger. They're in very different, like.
I just shotgun a beer to break the mood.
They're in completely different stages of life, so they're just kind of like, really, who are you bringing over here?
Well, look, I know you lads like to drink, and like I said, you could all probably drink me under the table, but my friend here...
Look, all I'm saying is you can't outdrink my purse, and I throw 2 gold on the table.
So you buy
I buy as many drinks as I can afford.
Again, with your rolls, it takes a while, but they do eventually accept you into the brotherhood.
Yes.
We do everything we can to get an introduction to Keth and distract Uri long enough for Finn to escape and do his thing.
Yes.
Whatever that requires.
All right, so we're gonna switch over. We're gonna switch over to Finn.
All right, so Finn is like power walking out of the inn, but then starts to kind of run as he, towards the area where the fountain. Oh, the oasis. But then he falls probably because he's in a dress and he realizes this, so he has to duck into an alley to change back into his khakis, his comfortable khakis and his perks. He also realizes he still has Ermir's bag of holding.
Oh no.
With the 100 gold. Clink, clink, clinking. But nonetheless, he heads for the oasis. Looking
All right.
around.
All right. So you're running, you try to make time, and you make it to the spot. You make it to the spot where you're supposed to be. And you wait. And you wait. 20 minutes. You almost like wonder, like, is he gonna show?
Starts to think maybe he missed him.
You know, maybe he came and then left. And then you see a young halfling with short blonde hair begin to approach you. And they wear an unordinary set of clothes that are easily forgettable. And he looks up at you and he says, "So, is this going to be a common theme with you all? Breaking off one by one to come to speak with me?" And he kind of just looks around and he says that as if suspicious of an ambush.
Who are... Wait, are you Right. Magic. What do you mean, common theme? No one else is... I mean, other than when you visited us in the inn.
He kind of just looks at you and he goes, "Your friend Samson, he didn't tell you that he spoke with me."
Well, he said that he watched you. And that's about it.
And he just kind of looks at you. He there's a subtle smile there. And he goes, "Interesting."
Did you speak for a long time?
Not entirely long. He had some questions for me. And I have questions too.
Did he stick around to answer them?
No. I didn't get the opportunity to ask him. But you're here.
I am. And my party doesn't really know about it. Well, most of them. Some of them.
Unless they're hiding, but I did look around the perimeter and I didn't notice anyone. Perhaps they're better at hiding than I give them credit for, but I didn't see anyone.
I don't think they're hiding. Believe me, if Ludin knew I was here, he'd be shouting very loudly and angrily.
He kind of laughs a little bit and he goes, "So your friend breaks off secretly, and now you are breaking off quite secretly. You're an interesting bunch."
Well, I don't really like to judge somebody before getting more information. Not to say they're not right in what they're doing. I mean, we've had things happen to where that's very understandable. But I do want to speak with you. I think that you have things to say. Important things. Or at least that's what it seemed like back at the inn. You just have a really good way of hiding it, I think.
You are free to ask me questions.
And you'll be honest with me.
I will.
Then I
What?
hope...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead first.
He was just gonna say, like, however, in the manner of etiquette and turns, it does seem fair that you should answer my questions first, since I already answered your friend's questions, don't you agree?
I think that's fair. I'll answer your questions honestly if you answer mine honestly. Sound good?
Sounds fair. Shall we talk someplace more private then, and not quite out in the open?
Okay. Do you have a place in mind?
I do. It's not luxurious, but I would prefer to meet there first. Perhaps another location, a little bit more comforting next time, but if there is a next time, but this time it'll have to be a little more informal. And he kind of holds out his hand, and you notice on one hand a blood red ruby, on near black, intricately formed metal, and the other hand a ring with a gem that coalesces to a variety of opalescent colors.
Okay. He takes it, but he definitely looks at the rings first, very curiously, kind of impressed.
You take his hand, and as if being stretched through the needle of an eye, you feel yourself compress very rapidly. The pressure on your ears is extremely uncomfortable, like that of a pressurized cabin on a plane, except much more intense. And very abruptly, your ears just pop, and the building pressure is immediately relieved. But you're alive, right? Are you? As you kind of like blink once more and your eyes begin to focus and you find yourself in a completely different place. You are completely surrounded by rocks in a sandstone room that's about 50 by 50 feet. And the most notable feature of this place, you see no entrance, no exit, but you do see a massive gaping hole in the ceiling and sand pouring down into the chasm in the center of the room. It looks as though there used to be a tunnel that led from this place, but a cave-in extinguished any hope of leaving long ago. And you watch as the halfling changes to the familiar form of Cyprian, and he kind of just straightens his black coat and just kind of looks at you.
Where are we?
Apologies. The location isn't ideal. Certainly not the most welcoming, but the options were limited, and I thought it would be really rude to take you anywhere too far from your friends.
Okay. Didn't really answer the question, but okay.
It's just a cavern that's a caved-in cavern off along the side of the city.
Okay. So anyway, back to our conversation. I guess you won't mind then if I do this. And he's going to kind of draw his finger around in a circle around them and cast Zone of Truth.
Ooh.
You'll have to forgive me, but you know, just to start out with our conversation. I don't really know you and you don't really know me.
He just kind of looks at you and he goes, "That's fair."
But the fact that you're not fighting back helps too.
That is fair. And we did make an agreement. You're truthful, and I'm truthful, and I said I wouldn't lie, and this definitely would assure that I was not lying. Shall you go first, then?
Oh. Am I asking the questions first? Okay.
No, you're answering the question first. That's why he's like, etiquette would dictate that he would get to ask you questions first earlier.
Okay. What do you have to ask?
You step in the ring, I'm guessing?
Yes.
You stole something from me. I know who you are working for, so there's no need to pretend. Your employer. They must be working for someone else. Do you know who?
Stole something from you?
Yes, please, try. He kind of like looks down at the ring as like kind of looking at if you drew it correctly for a moment, and he goes, "You stole my weeping vial."
Oh. Oh. I mean, we didn't really steal it. We didn't know who it belonged to in the first place.
So your employer didn't tell you it was stolen? I guess that makes sense. He kind of like he kind of like searches through his mind as this is kind of changed a little bit. So you're the middleman, obviously, and it would make sense for them to be completely and utterly discreet as to who it was from. So you didn't do the stealing. It was given to you?
We found it, actually.
Found it? Where did you find it?
We found it when we went in La Cambria. You know, when there was this hole, and we went through the hole, and there was lots of tunnels and caverns, and we found it down there. There was somebody who wanted it that we came across before.
He kind of looks at you, and he goes, "So perhaps not your employer, then. I had been tracking... You don't work for Desmadonna."
No, I mean...
Okay, this is a little bit...
I mean...
I guess technically not.
Not really. You're technically working for Revenir.
And he looks at you and he goes, "I'd been tracking her for quite some time. I must admit, her knack for elusiveness was quite impressive. A delicious challenge. Irritating to no end, but challenging. And it led me to La Cambria. Received word they were expecting a package of sorts. Didn't have a name at the time, but luck smiled upon me. Apparently someone made a grave error and chose a complete fool. I see it has some strategic favor, but so very risky. Unconditional loyalty and devotion work so much better. Anyways, they went around shouting for someone named Desmadonna and how they had a package to deliver. Tickled that out of some individuals in Crowsburn. So I had my name and I began scouring the city. Interesting that... How did that even come to be?
Oh yeah, that was me. I mean, I guess I wasn't really working for her. It was more like she was forcing me to do it. Or Iveria was forcing me to deliver a package to Desmadonna.
Iveria? Who is Iveria?
A pirate.
Interesting. Well, you delivered a ring to her that prevents me from scrying upon her. He kind of like bites the inside of his cheek.
To be fair, I didn't know what was in the box.
No, I'm very well aware, but it does make me irritated nonetheless. Not at you. And he just kind of like shakes his head. Well, it's good to know now.
Do you and Desmadonna, you know each other? You have a thing going on? Is that why she doesn't want you to watch her?
No. She stole something from me. She stole the weeping vial. And I'm guessing she stashed it somewhere you say you found it. I had been hunting her for quite some time. And I was so close, and her name is so valuable, still difficult, but so valuable. He just kind of weaves his fingers together, resting his head over them. Apparently she knew that she was being pursued. Perhaps not by me, perhaps by someone else. Regardless, last time I scryed, she was taking that ring out of the package that she had received and placed it on her finger and disappeared from my gaze. And as well as any other who tried to find her. I had thought that perhaps that she gave it to you. Since I found you all waltzing off of the flying ship, no less. I thought that perhaps doesn't matter. He seems very frustrated, like he doesn't get things incorrect, and he's more frustrated with the fact that he got something incorrect.
Well, I mean, we did have it at one point. I mean, that's how we resurrected Cassius. The one that you're trying to talk to.
He just kind of looks at you. Do you know who he is?
Cassius? Well, everybody knows who he is. He's pretty famous.
Are you friends?
I mean, I'd like to think we are. I don't know if friends is the right word, but I think we're on the path to being friends.
He just kind of watches you as you say that. And as he's just kind of thinking, he abruptly stops talking. Very abruptly, like kind of like straightens up. And he looks down at the ring on his hand, the blood red ruby. And his eyes shift very abruptly at you, and he places a hand on the side of his head, one finger resting against his lip and the other one pointing upward, and he taps his finger like this. Against his temple very quickly and speaks up with a very abrupt change. And you get the sense with your high passive insight, with him pointing upward and this abrupt change in conversation, because you have a very high passive insight, that someone else is listening. And he says, "So, you will be making the delivery soon? You know how she likes to plan in advance. I can provide you with the invitations. She prefers individuals without family so as to not have anything traced back to her. People who won't be missed and won't arise any questions. You're competent enough for that, yes? She doesn't take kindly to slip-ups." His gaze just intensifies as he looks at you and his jaw clenches, and he rolls his eyes and cuts his eyes above his head.
We're kind of in a conversation right now. Like, can you...
He just, like...
later?
He looks furious, and he goes... "Yes, we are in a conversation. You'll be making the delivery soon, then." He almost looks desperate.
Yes, of course we will. Yes.
Wonderful. And he just looks very uncomfortable. "I suppose that we'll let you live, then." And then he just kind of relaxes. Like, it takes a minute, but then he just kind of relaxes, and he just kind of, like, puts his hand on his head, and he goes, "Apologies. Mother was checking in." And he looks very irritated and just rolling his eyes and just, like... There's a sense of just utter hate for whoever just barged in. Like, visceral hate and despisement.
Did you say mother? Is your mother talking to you through those rings?
That is what I am allowed to call her, but trust me, I would love to call her very many other things. No, he kind of looks down. The ring tells me when she's listening. Wasn't allowed to get something that would keep her from barging in, of course. But this, is my loophole, essentially. Despise that woman.
Who is that exactly? Is it somebody you work for?
Would put it more like that. She is inviting people to her party.
And
If you can call it that.
Are we supposed to Are we really supposed to?
No, you're not supposed.
Okay, that's good.
None of it. It's just to not to arise suspicions with her. She is Mother Lilith de Mise. I'm sure you've heard the name.
Lila de Mise?
Lilith de Mise.
Did you spell Demise?
Yeah, it's spelled like demise.
Her name is Lilith Demise.
It's de Mise, it's French.
Yeah, so she's
No, it's Lilith
fine.
It's
Demise.
Lilith de Mise.
Lilith de Mise.
Okay, but when you write it down, it's a Lilith Demise.
Yep.
She's a good guy.
Oh, I've never heard of her. I don't think so, anyway.
Are you not from around here?
Shouldn't you know that? I mean, you know everything else about us, apparently.
Yes, but you don't talk about yourself.
No, I don't, and I prefer to keep it that way.
Well, that's fine. There's nothing about that information that I need. No offense. I do believe that you have questions for me.
Yes.
You've answered quite a bit.
So, why Cassius? Why are you interested in talking to him?
He just kind of looks up at you.
Well, first, do you plan to harm him?
No, I would never harm him.
And glances down to the circle to make sure he's standing in it.
He's standing in it.
I know, he just double checks.
He looks back up at you all and he goes, I was afraid that you all would harm him. And what your intentions are for him.
Well, why would we harm him? I mean, we resurrected him from the dead.
He could be used in certain ways. Considering, and he just looks like he looks very sad at this point. He goes, considering he doesn't remember anything.
No, he doesn't. But we're working on that. We're trying to at least fill him in on what we know and get him somewhere where maybe that'll be fixed. So you don't intend to harm him, and you don't intend to harm us, knowing that we don't intend to harm him.
That is correct. That was very, I had to follow that for a second. It took me a second. Yes.
So, then again, why? Why? Cassius? Why do you need to talk to him? Seems like you care about his well-being if you're concerned about us harming him.
I suppose I could tell you. I told your friend. And what do I really have left? I haven't seen him in over 3,000 years.
Oh, okay, wow. Wait. Okay. So you knew him? Like, you were friends or something?
He just laughs and he goes, yes, we were friends. I guess you could call it that. We traveled together for quite some time. Oh, it's been so long.
So, I mean, what are you gonna do once you talk to him? Like, are you trying to, I don't know, remind him of his past?
I mean, ideally, he would have his memories back when I talk to him, but perhaps it would be better if he didn't. I want to apologize to him.
But what do you have to apologize for?
That's very personal, and I would hope that you would respect that part. I would like to keep that to my chest, if that is okay.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know if he'll understand your apology right now. You know, he doesn't really remember anything at all. And an apology is only really good if, I mean, the other person understands what you're apologizing for.
Perhaps. He kind of looks like he's just kind of like going through all of his memories and thoughts as he speak to him about this, and he goes, perhaps when he gets his memories back, if he gets his memories back, then I would have the opportunity, but I cannot do so without, if you are a true friend of his, cannot do so without your permission.
Tell you what, I'll go back and I'll ask him, because I think that's important, right? At least so he's aware. Maybe not give him all the details, only because he probably wouldn't understand them. I'll try and talk to my party and convince them to let you talk to him, because I'm sure that would help. At least you're wanting to talk to him, speak to him. And if you care so much about Cassius getting his memories back and delivering your apology effectively, then maybe you could help us. Because we're not leaving Sable until we get other things done. And if you help us with our things in Sable, the quicker he gets his memories back, the quicker we'll be on our way.
Kind of looks at you as you say this, and he goes, and he kind of like smiles a little bit, and he goes, fair is fair. As if referencing the beginning of this entire conversation.
Fair is fair. We are looking for some pretty shady people in town. People who might have taken a party member of mine, his dad, his father. We need to find him. They think that Hush might have him, but we don't know where to look.
Organizations like that do so hide in such dark, disgusting crevices. Luckily, I've lived long enough to know where all those crevices are. All the forgotten ones. Especially when they've put into effect anyone who doesn't walk through their entrances with their special little tattoos. Oh, goodness. What a mess. Would hate for you all to walk through those entrances and just after we all met, just be terrible. And I felt like we, were becoming such close friends very closely, very quickly.
Good to know.
He just winks at you.
All right. Well, if I convince my party that you should be able to speak to Cassius, then you can show us where those crevices are then. And maybe how to get through them without all the other stuff happening.
I mean, I'm so good at being quiet. Nobody knowing me being there. I could.
Maybe even do an extra favor and scout ahead and see what you find.
Make a persuasion check with that one. That one's...
That's fair. 23.
That was, I mean, you had to beat a 20, so that was a pretty high DC on that.
Best roll of the night.
Yeah, he looks at you. I think I just deleted my, oh, I did, okay. He looks at you and he just kind of like smiles a little bit. Then he goes, such a good negotiator. But that's also very smart. Not that I wasn't already going to do that, of course.
Of course you were.
And he just kind of, he puts a finger and he straightens up a little bit again as if being irked by a younger sibling, and he just closes his eyes and grits his teeth, shaking his head. Apologies for cutting our conversation short. I must reluctantly go and meet my newest sibling. Perhaps if fate smiles upon me, their impulsiveness and naivety will get themselves killed rather quickly.
What a weird family. Okay.
Yes. I do feel I am the most sane, of course. Out of all my... And he rolls his eyes at the statement. For lack of a better terms, for the licentious brothers and sisters that I have been blessed with. They do consider me the black sheep of the family. But yes, I must go meet this fire genasi, apparently. The name was something ridiculous and impetuous. Michael what?
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Well, he holds out his hand and steps out of the circle.
Exit.
And you're
He's very stiff.
And you're immediately pulled through, and that pressure compresses down on your ears, and then you hear the pop, and you're back. And he just kind of like, you see before you the halfling once again. He winks and he just like takes off.
Micah, fire genasi. Micah, fire. Oh no. And he's gonna run towards, I guess the inn. Where he left Samson and Uri.
And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Bad guys.
I think that went really well,
can't
and only
wait.
positive things can come from this.
This is gonna be so smooth. Smooth sailing.
Yeah, I don't see any. There are no hiccups in our way.
No.
This is
y'all.
perfect.
This is going to be an amazing couple
Noth-
of weeks.
Nothing.
So I'm gonna say tune in to Fate's End because there's going to be some great times.
So
The next 3
So-
to 5 episodes are going to be absolutely ridiculous.
So, just a reminder for everyone in chat, because I see Danielle being like, "Wait, what? Who?" Micah in the very first season, Micah was essentially like Uramir's adopted brother almost. Like they had different mother and father and stuff, but they were like so close. They grew up together like from birth. And when Uramir killed the mother, thusly killing everyone except like maybe 3 people in the Undercity, Uramir told Micah, whose mother was killed because of the decision that Uramir made, told Micah that he had a choice. And Micah couldn't live with that. And told him if he ever saw Uramir again, he would kill him. And we haven't seen Micah since that moment in the first arc where Uramir told Micah that he had a choice, and because of his choice, it killed Micah's mother.
Now, to be fair, the choice was.
Let's hold back. We don't have to defend ourselves here. These are just the facts.
Look, we're here to do murders, and there's nothing that will stop us.
Right.
Let's wrap this thing up.
Yes.
Being the murderees.
So
Y'all,
let me.
if you want to hear us react further, you can see the after show on Patreon.
We're about to talk about everything that just went down in the after show here.
Boy.
I want to let me go back and thank everybody here this evening. Thank you, thank you, JP Lucidius for the resub, Jedi Master for the 100 bits, Flock Obama for the resub, Hatcher Actor for the bits, Heloidy for the bits, Flock Obama for the bits, JP Lucidius for all of the gifted subs, Heloidy for the 20 bits, McBluff for the gifted subs, Love Doves for the 10 bits, Flock Obama for the gifted subs, and of course, Jake, Hubish? I'm always terrified I'm going to say people's names wrong.
I called him Hubsh for a long time, and it is apparently Hipsh.
But our beautiful Jake, who plays Ellie on Twisted Veil.
Miss Ellie Wiley.
Thank you for the gifted subs as well. If you love the cast, you can follow us on social media, all of us, by using the command FateCast. And if you enjoy our show, please consider supporting us with a sub or use that free Twitch Prime sub so we can keep bringing you awesome content every week. Of course, our subscribers get exclusive emotes. You get access to our secret corridor on our Discord channel where we show work in progresses of artwork and scenes that we're working on. We got a really exciting sneak peek that you guys are going to get access to pretty soon. You can also catch up on all of our shows on YouTube, so make sure to use the command YouTube so you can follow us on Patreon. Our other shows, tomorrow is our Twisted Veil show, which is our Through the Breach Malifaux campaign, which, not D&D, we do it's card flips, very different system, but it's steampunk, horror, Victorian, very cool.
There's a giant worm made out of flesh living in the municipal water supply. Come on by on Tuesday nights.
Yes, if the last episode, like, if you just, like, want to see the most amazing reaction ever, there's a scene in the last episode where the players are being read the description of the disgusting flesh worm in the sewers, and all of them, like, we have a screenshot of it on our Twitter that we posted.
Except for Hipsh. Hipsh is delighted.
Except for Jake, who's just like, amazing. But that's Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Wednesdays we have Iron Valor, which we play through. We play through Wizard of the Coast modules, and we switch out. It's usually about 12 episodes ish. 12 to 14 episodes, and currently we just started a brand new Candlekeep Mysteries campaign, which our amazing Brandon is DMing, and then of course Christian and Raina, they play in that game, and they're about to do episode 3 this week, so you can get in early on this Candlekeep Mysteries campaign that we got going.
About to be crazy. People might die. Pull up.
Yeah.
Episode 3. Episode 3.
Episode 3. I'm going for the quickest TP. All of Iron Valor history.
The first person to die in Iron Valor will finally not be you, Brandon,
not be me.
You're the DM.
You can't die in this one, Brandon.
Revenge plot.
The whole
I
thing.
think he can die. It just takes some really creative player choices to kill Brandon.
Yeah.
Kill God, the ultimate.
On Friday we have Short Rest, which Short Rest is our show where various cast members across all of our shows just chill and we play video games and we talk to chat and we just bond with you all after a crazy busy week. And that is Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other than that, who are we rating tonight? Who are we showing some love to tonight?
Scabby Rooster.
Scabby Rooster! You are being rated. Other than that, we will see you all next time on The Fate's End. We love you guys. Bye, guys.
Peace.